And guess what? Who we have? One of the best. Get a fire up, ready to go. Fire up, ready to go. Welcome everyone. Thank you. Welcome team. We are fired up, ready to go. Are you fired up? You ready to go? All right. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take the mic off because I want us to hear. Sometime our mic on mute without us intentionally. And I see the countdown has started in YouTube. If you're there, if you see me do it like this is a music on YouTube. If you have your phone. Come on. 13. Come on, guys. Who is following on YouTube as well? 9. 7.
Watch YouTube. It's delayed. It's delayed. Go ahead.
1. Yes. Okay. Right, after that's your cue. Right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Dream Team webinar. Yes, YouTube tend to have some lags. So we are on, we are live, we are ready to go. We are fired up for 2025. I want to say thank you to my welcome team. Alpha, if you can do a shout out. Alpha, can you unmute yourself? It looks having.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the Dream Team webinar. My name is Alfred Che, coming to you from the great state of Maryland. Welcome. We are having a great show today. Sister Marie Pendy, it's probably in the listening mood, so I was the only one today. She will be in next week. Have a great show. Over to you.
Thank you, Brother Alfred. It does a welcome for 2025. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. But I know people did not come to hear me say nonsense like this. So I hope everybody is fired up. I am fired up to be fired up in the fire up or the fireside chat. Anyway, before we go there, we have some little tradition we do. We remind ourselves on our company motto, in it to win it. Doesn't matter your age, your experience, your gender, your background, your ethnicity, you are in, you win it. So we were gifted by our sister Lerato Shadare with this beautiful song, and Brother Derek has just taken and embellished the video with what Unpassive have been doing. So over to you, King Dr. Derek.
Shining bright into Your next is on passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
We are in it to win it. The first meeting that was hosted was in December 18, 2020. Okay, and the Dream Team was born at this meeting in January 2022. So the Dream Team has been going strong every weekend since January 2022 for 3 years. So give a hand of applause to you, all the Dream Team coordinators, for your dedication, your page fast, your consistency. It actually pays off because we have not only grown as a family, we have learned everywhere, all round holistic learning from our health, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and how to treat each other with love and dignity. Thank you all for being here as a Dream Team coordinators for 3 years. Kudos to you all. I'm not going to waste time. I know people did not come here to hear me yap. We have one of our brothers today. Please come with all your questions. Make him feel the fire today because we are fired up, ready to go. But before we go to that part of the agenda, we need to think about our mindset. And I'm going to pass it over to the ladies that handle everything here to make it work smoothly. Over to team moderator. Over to you, team moderator.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us this afternoon. I'm referring to afternoon because it is afternoon where I am in Maryland in the United States of America, where I'm joining you all. So you are all welcome. I always look forward to this time on Sundays, like Dr. P said, it's been since 2020. Did you say that? Oh my God. All right. And we've been here every Sunday, seeing all the beautiful faces. Thank you all for coming, because if it were not for you, there'll be no webinar. We appreciate you. So Happy New Year for those whom we have not seen since the beginning of the year, because this is a second meeting in 2025. And I'm sure there were some people that were not here last week and they are here today. So Happy New Year to you. My co-moderator, I'm not sure she's in yet because she is on duty somewhere out of the United States, but she might be joining us later on in the meeting. So Queen Debbie is not here yet, but she will be joining us soon. So thank you all for coming. We have a packed full agenda for you as usual. And we have our very own brother that is going to be here with us this afternoon. I hope you are ready with your pen and pencils and paper to write. You have your questions for him because we are on fire, like Dr. P said. All right, so we're going to move forward, and we need to get our mindset ready, calm and cool for the afternoon. And we can only do that by listening to our very own Queen Lerato. So Queen Lerato, are you in the house? Over to you.
Yes, I'm in the house. Can you hear me, sis? Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you now. I need my glasses.
Okay. Oh my God. How are you, my sister? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. I was driving like a crazy person to get here.
Oh, that's
I don't have any speeding fines.
I knew you would.
I'm not missing another meeting with my family. I have to be here. So I was driving like Schumacher. Those who know Schumacher, they know he's one of the best. He was one of the best back in the day, speed drivers, everything. So I was just driving like a mad person. So Happy New Year to everybody. It is so good to be here. 2025, guys, we are here. not by our own wisdom, but because God has ordained for us to be here. And all of us are going to our destiny. Of power, people of destiny. We came here to leave a mark, and we are going to do that. The mere fact, Sister Patience has already said that after so many years, we are here. That means we're serious about business. We are serious about business. We're serious about our business on Passive. And we're serious about our lives. We want to reach somewhere, A lot of people have fallen on the way of the road because they couldn't wait, right? A lot of people, we are not the givers, right? Not giving up. We're for prosperity because we are prosperity in this year. I believe this is a year of manifestation. I believe this is a year, moving forward. People will be falling off of the way on the wayside. Not us, because we have a purpose. We are called for a bigger mission, and we will fulfill our destiny. It's so good to be here. And as I'm talking about fulfilling destiny, I was just thinking about a lot of things because of, the beginning of the year, all of us start making resolutions. Everybody come up with, this year I want to do this, I want to do that. People make definite plans. This year I'm going to lose. Can you still hear me? I'm sorry. You can hear me, right? Okay. People will be saying, it's the beginning of the year, I'm going to eat healthy. We all know what. It's the beginning of the year, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. All of us have all these plans and resolutions and things that we want to achieve in the year, which is good. But when I was thinking about resolutions, I was like, resolutions are very definite. It's something that we want to do. You're like, definite, we're going to do this. And there's no middle ground. And I just thought about it to say, because of our mindset, old programs, some people were programmed to believe, certain things are not possible in our lives. And when we start now challenging the norm, some of us will start setting impossible goals for us to reach. Not impossible in a way that we can't do it, but we put ourselves under so much pressure so that when we don't reach those goals, then we prove ourselves right to say, you see, I said I was gonna not do it. We start having negative talk against ourselves, right? So you have those people who want to prove themselves wrong. It's also coming to the issue of prosperity, because we've been talking about mindset. For a long time, we're talking about mindset and adjusting your mind and agreeing with good and agreeing with God and agreeing with everything good, which is very intentional. All these things are intentional, but you have to remember that we're fighting against old programs that says we can't, old programs that says that because 7 generations before me were poor, that means I'm set up for poverty, right? We're challenging those mindsets to say, I don't care what happened to my forefathers 7 years, I'm going to be the difference in my family. But all those things is like, they're facing you, these things are there. You have to now start breaking these barriers and breaking negative mindset. I don't know, myself, I made sure I check what it is that is always tripping me off, right? If there's something that is always, making me reach where I want to reach, always have to check, where is that negative mindset that I have? What are those things that I'm saying to myself, aware, or those programs that are subconscious that are not allowing me to live to my potential, or to live according to what I'm created to be, because we are created beings in the image of God. That means that nothing is impossible. The Bible said there is not for that those who believe nothing shall be impossible. It didn't say to some that believe. It didn't say to a few that believe. It said when you believe, that meaning is that you set yourself, your mind, everything about your being aligns with that word. That means nothing shall be impossible to you, right? So that means that the prosperity, if we intend ourselves to agree with prosperity, to agree with everything that agrees with God, then we're set up for prosperity. We're set up for winning. Right? It doesn't mean that if now 50 generations before you were doing something wrong, we all have to jump into the same bandwagon and agree with those old programs. So everything is an agreement, guys. Everything is an agreement. We don't have to agree with all those old programs. We don't have to agree with all of that. We can set a new trajectory and start a new story, rewriting the story of our families and changing the history. Right? And changing it starts from us. We are the generation that's going to make a difference. We're the generation that says, not with us. We're the generation that says we are prosperous. We are the prosperous generation, the generation that's going to leave a mark on this planet and live purposefully, right? So we have to now start challenging the negative programs that we have, and now rewriting everything. And I said, for us to be prosperous, we don't manifest what we want, we manifest who we are. So that meaning that the prosperity, wealth, everything that agrees with good, everything that agrees with God, we have to align ourselves with that. If we, physically or subconsciously or consciously agreeing with God and what is good, that means that agreement, if we go through our day facing challenges, negative there has to be any negativity. I mean, some of us, sometimes we can have a day and have a bad day, or have a day where our mind is challenged when we agree with try to agree with positive, something negative happens and we react, we become reactive. But 90% of what we agree with has to be good. 90% of what we agree with has to agree with prosperity and everything good that we want to attract. It has to be everything that we agree with. The 10%, we have a room to wiggle to say, okay, fine. I mean, room for error, room to adjust, but we can't be all about negativity and think that we're going to produce positivity, right? So it has to do now with resolutions. And the resolutions was something that was in my mind. I was like, we have to now set, I don't want to say a resolution. I want to say we have to set intentions. Because resolutions, they're absolute. It's like, I have to lose 100 kilograms. If I don't lose it, then the guys, I tried and it didn't happen. Now you allow yourself to sit there and be about war and gloom, right? And say I failed. No, we said that our mindset, we have a winning mindset. So when we set an intention gives you a room from our downfalls. If we know that, okay, guys, for me, if I eat anything beyond 6 o'clock, I know that that's it for me. I'm gonna just all the way through to 12 o'clock. If that happens one time in your intention to lose weight, then you know that, guys, after 6 o'clock, I have to remove everything that will be any form of tension. For me, I have a sweet tooth. I love cake, and I know how to bake. So I know how to set myself. I'm like, I'm not baking for anybody, okay? If I want something cakey, I go and eat it at the coffee shop. I'm not bringing anything home, because as soon as it's home, you're going to be peeping in the kitchen every 2 seconds. It's still there. You're looking at it and it's like, come here. So I'm not setting myself up for those kind of situations where I'm going to be tempted in that way, until then I know that I built that strong will that when I see a cake, it won't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Then when I know that I'm still not sure about myself, I'm not bringing any cake, guys. I'm not doing that. I'm not setting myself up like that. Right? So we have to watch ourselves and be honest with ourselves. So when we make this resolution, I'm doing this, I'm quoting like this. When we make those resolution, but rather intentions, we have to set intentions to say, yes, this is what I want in my life. This year, my mindset will be about winning. This year, remember I said that you have to make goals. You have to, all these things that we mentioned in our previous talk, to say we have to set intention. We have to do these things, put a strategy in place that will keep us focused in what we do. Accountability, partners, all these things that we have to set ourselves, put in place for us to win. Then this year, we have to now, if you were doing 10% this year, push it up. Like, guys, this year I'm pushing it up to 60%. There's no way. I am in this winning mindset. There's no room. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to doom and gloom. Oh, woe me. I'm about prosperity. I'm about winning. I'm about fulfilling my destiny. Anything that it takes, I'm going there. I'm getting there. Right? And I said, because we are all here, there's people that are here, it's a proof that we are serious about winning. We are serious about our lives and fulfilling our destinies. That's why we're still here. Right? Because a lot of people gave up, but you're still here, right? So that means then we have to now start setting those intentions that this right now, to say, okay, whatever that I was doing last year, now this year, when it comes to my mental health, when it comes to my body, when it comes to the right way of thinking, when I was doing 10%, this year I'm adding another 40%. I'm pushing myself forward. So that now that agreement that you make with good stands solid. Now you are just sitting in that agreement. And I said, because when we sit in that agreement, now we agree with God, we will start attracting the things that agree with that. The wealth, everything now becomes, that's what I said, the scripture that says, seek the kingdom of God, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Right? It's also an agreement. So seeking that kingdom, that says you have to agree with good, and everything else that supports that will come to be added unto what you stand in. Your faith, everything. Now everything will be added. It will be a bonus, right? So let's start setting our intentions, remembering that, yes, with our intentions, we still have a wiggle room for errors. If we make errors, we dust ourselves off, we try again. We see it also with company, we see it with our CEO, with everything that happened. Like I said the last time, he didn't give up. He still has a very set, clear direction to say, you see this thing that I said I'm going to achieve, I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to achieve it. I don't care what happens in the middle of the journey. I don't care if there's a storm, there's a hurricane, whatever. This intention that I have, this goal that I set, I'm going to achieve it no matter what comes, right? So it's also us. And he said that he also on the journey, he's still finding things. He's like, oh, this didn't work. Okay, so now we know how not to do it. Now I know how to do it. I know the better way. Now I'm gonna wiggle myself off, dust myself off, and try again. Try another way. Possible ways that are there. The last time I spoke about Edison, I said he tried 1,000 times. None of those times when he was trying was he viewing it as failure. He said that those times that he was trying, it was another way to show him how to do it, how to make things work. So by the time that he reached it, he had other things that he learned, the experiences that he learned, the 999 times that he saw, all those things. They were not failures, but they were, a way for him to say, this is how I'm succeeding. It's like steps to success, to say what not to do, what to do better. He'd never viewed it as failure, right? So even with us, with our company, with everything that we do in our lives, we cannot afford to, when anything don't go the way that we intended, to sit there and wallow in that disappointment and now start making new agreements and agreeing with old programs. We have to now say, okay, that didn't work. I've tried it this way. Okay, it didn't work. Now let me try another way, but I'm moving forward. I agreed with good, agreed with prosperity, agreed with wealth, agreed with health, agreed with all these things. Now I'm going to push forward and make a way and choose things that, okay, a way that it will work, right? So you give yourself wiggle room to win and push yourself to win, right? So I don't want to blab too much, but this is we set resolutions, set things that are definite, and set yourself for failure, or when things don't work, you want to agree with old programs and say, you see now my grandmother go, nobody family. No, we're not gonna agree with old programs, Oh, you see, this didn't work. Yeah, it was said, remember my uncle said that in our family, nobody is rich. No, it's them, not you. No, it's them, not you. We are going to agree with good. We have already made that decision that we prosperous. We're agreeing with prosperity and we're agreeing with God. And so for us, nothing shall be impossible. Nothing for us shall be impossible. We will get there. We will get there. Those mountains shall be removed. Everything on our way, it will be removed. It will be resolved because we agree with what is good and we agree with the truth, right? So that's what was in my heart. It was really laying heavy in my heart to say, every year people make the same resolutions. And then when things don't work, they're like, yes, you see, this proves it. No, let's set intentions and add 10% every day. We add more until we reach our goal and become the people and we are molded into those powerful beings that we want to be. But we have to start making agreements with good, agreeing with God, and removing old programs. I love you so much, guys. If in case somebody didn't tell you that they love you, I love you. Thank you for this time.
Thank you, Sister Lerato. That was keeping us fired up. Absolutely. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you,
sis.
You were talking to me because you know what? This year I did not do healthy eating and weight loss resolutions because they usually are over by the end of January. And then I'll blame myself all year because I didn't lose anything. But I like this intentional way of doing it. So that's what I'm going to do this time. And yes, we can. We can break those negativity barriers. So 2025 is going to be a year of positivity, a year of positive intentions, a year of okay. we are going to be the winning party. It's going to be a year of winning, 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 winning mindset. And that is what we should all take. That's what I take from today's. And yeah, come to this, I listen to you, and I make my New Year resolutions, intentions, listening to you. I did some last week, and I'm doing some more today. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato. We really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure that everyone here, I can see people's faces. They are all happy. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you for everything. I don't know what. Oh, okay. So, yeah, are we ready? Are we all set? All right, I think we are. So, today, wow, you will not believe it. We are having Fireside Chat at 11. Wow. Do you know how many, what is that, 11 months since we started this? Since we started this series? Because he comes to see us every month. And so part 11 means this is our 11th month discussing this with our very own brother William. So guys, get set and be ready. And thank you very much, Brother Michael William, for visiting us every month. We usually are ready. Well, I don't know about others, but I'm always ready, coming in quite alert, take my coffee so I don't fall asleep, to listen, to you. I have my pen and paper, and I write a few things to go over again, because when they're talking and you listen, you can't remember everything at the end of it. So you write some, and then you remind yourself later. And the good thing here always is that this is recorded, so we can go back and listen to it. So, Brother William, you're welcome. So you know the deal. We always have the girls ready, and they have their questions for you first. And then whoever that has questions later, we can go to that during our question and discussion. So, Brother William, I'm going to just give you a minute to say a few words, and the girls are ready for you with their questions as usual.
Hello, 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 everyone. Wow, my goodness. I think we can all go home now, because after said what she, I mean, I'm always multitasking, but anyways, I'm sitting here listening to all that she had to say, and she's so right on point. You know what I mean? I don't even think we need anything more. I think we can actually, like, seriously.
We need to discuss. I'm going to ask you, because I'm like, you have a lot to say, I know. And I want to ask you, especially in regard of what I said. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my.
But yeah, so I mean, it's certainly great to be here with everyone. Brand new 2025. Certainly, anytime you start a new calendar year, yes, resolutions, all that fancy stuff. But we're just grateful to be alive. We're just grateful we're here and we have an opportunity, to do more, right? That's the thing for me. When I get to a new calendar year, that's what it is for me. It's just, you know what, you have an opportunity to be able to do better than you did the year before, right? And so I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys for having me. I look forward to our chat today. It's already on fire, so I don't know how much more fire I can add to it, but it seems like everyone is already blazing, so that's a good thing. So thank you again so much for having me.
Thank you, my brother. Sister Kamla, did you want to say something?
Yes. Oh
Okay.
my goodness. Thank you, Brother Michael. And thank you, Sister Lerato, for that mindset. Wow. I am on fire already, ready to go. Oh my goodness. all what you said just fit right into what I was thinking to ask Brother Michael. And welcome once more, Brother Michael. Happy New Year 2025 to you, your wife, and your children. And oh my goodness, should I just dive right into the question and continue since it connects to what you just said?
I think, sis, you can go on. You can go on. I'll ask the next question. You can go on, sis. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, building on the intentions that we have built for this year 2025, Brother Michael. I was about to say, oh my goodness, our CEO also reminded us, reassured us that from the last update, that we will continue to be better. Our passion remains the same. And he is not going to stop until the mission and the vision is achieved, which is what Sister Lerato just said. So I was just coming and say, okay, this is 2025, Brother Michael. Please tell us. We need to reignite that spark. We need to hear from you. Advise us on what we can do as we continue to build this our unpassive community. Or if for the things that we are yet to learn and begin anew, please share with us. Oh my goodness, I am so looking forward because this year is going to be a year with a difference. Our CEO has reassured us, and we know because we believe on passive. That was my question for you.
I'm not sure where your question is in what you just said. I'm really not sure. Um, but let me try. You know, again, our dear sister is right on point when she's talking about intentions.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's a saying that, if it's to be, it's up to me, right? There's that saying. And I think that's what all of us should kind of take to heart, that you make your reality, right? Like, you really do, right? You make your reality. You choose the direction you go in. You choose who you align yourself with. Everything in life comes back to choices. And so we know that our CEO, he's chosen his path. He says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this or die, right? So he's decided on what he's going to do. With all the ups and downs and everything that's been going on, he's still rooted in his vision, his mission. We have to understand that sometimes you're trying to get somewhere, and sometimes you go around in a circle before you actually get there. Sometimes you go way up and then you come all the way back down and even go below where you started. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens, right? Because of detours, because of roadblocks, because of interruptions, because of issues, because of problems. All these different things will come your way, right? When you decide that you're trying to do something with any, great magnitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to do little things, nobody bothers you.
Mm-mm.
Like, nobody bothers you when you're trying to do little things. You know what I mean? Like, if you say, you know what, I think I want to lose 1 pound this year. That's my goal. I also want to lose 1 pound. Like, you don't even think about it. Like, it's you know what I mean? Like, there's just no issues. There's no hiccups. There's no nothing because it's so tiny. Like what is that? Right? I mean, you can go one day and you're gonna lose a pound just by not eating. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's nothing. But when you set big, lofty goals, right? And if you take someone who's 700 pounds as an example, right? They do exist, right? And so that person sets out, says, you know what? I'm going to get down to 350 pounds. I mean, that's a massive goal. Like, to try and lose like half of your weight, that's massive. People have done it, right? But it's not easy, right? For a lot of people, it's not easy to lose 10 pounds, never mind 350, right? But that's a massive goal, right? But if that person is steadfast, right? If that person is focused, if they're determined, If they're saying, I don't care who's in my way, I don't care who's distracted me by putting food in front of me, whatever the case may be, I'm sticking to what I've decided to do. And comes what may, I'm going to make it, right? So the person is intentional, right, on exactly what they're trying to accomplish. It's for CEO, right? The intent is there, right? And so I just think that we have to just make up our mind, are we serious about accomplishing goals? Are we serious? Like, is it just, one of those things we just throw it out because it's the thing to do? It's January, you know what I mean? So it's 2025. So yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this. But you're not really serious about it though. When it comes to my finances, right? When it comes to my family's finances, like I'm serious and I'm intentional about every single thing about it. I have everything down to the minute transactions in our lives. Everything down, like that's who I am. So everything is intentional. I know where everything stands every single day, not every month, every day. I know where everything stands. I know what tomorrow is going to bring where our finances is concerned, right? So I'm just using that as the example to say that we have to be that laser focused on what we're trying to do if we have a serious intention to accomplish that goal. And so as we look at our company, if we still believe, because we know some people don't believe anymore, right? Let's face it, right? This is what it is. Okay. And so some people don't believe, some people believe, some people's in the middle. They're on the fence. I'm not sure if I believe, I'm not sure if I don't believe. One day I believe, the next day I don't believe. You know what I mean? They're wishy-washy, right? Again, it is what it is, folks. I'm not trying to be rude. It is what it is. Okay. That's just life. Okay. And so you have people that, yes, we're so focused and we're done with this. And you can have folks who've just jumped off and they're like, nope, I'm done with this. And you can have folks that are in the middle. That is reality. If we're honest with ourselves, we fall into one of those three categories, right? And so the bottom line is, it doesn't matter which category you find yourself in. It doesn't matter. So it's okay. If you're one of those that fell off and it's like, nope, I'm done, it's okay. It is okay. If you're one of those that's still steadfast, it's okay. And if you're in the middle, right? If you're flipping back and forth, it's okay. Because guess what? It doesn't matter what category you find yourself in, on passive is still going to deliver, right? So it doesn't matter, right? Your intentions doesn't matter where the company is concerned, okay? Because the company is going to do what the company is going to do, and that is to accomplish all that it set out to do. It may have to go a different path. There may be changes, adjustments, whatever the case may be. It may not look like what you first saw when you came in. All of that. It doesn't matter. I mean, we went from having nothing to having Go founders, to having O founders, and then to have on passive. You understand? Like we transitioned, right? Okay, so if it means that we're transitioning again, so be it. As long as we get to the desired destination, that's what matters, folks. And that's what we have to hold on to. So for January 2025, that's what we have to hold on to as we move forward. The fact that all of that doesn't matter where we go up, we go down, we go sideways, backwards, frontwards. All that doesn't matter as long as we get to the desired destination. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that we want to sit around here for another 10 more years, right? And we still haven't reached there. So, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, well, yeah, let's just sit and wait forever and forever and forever and forever. Of course not. And our CEO, that's not his intention, okay? If he could have had this done 5 years ago, it would have been done 5 years ago, right? That's his intention, right? And so all we have to do is just continue to keep the faith. We know, okay, you mentioned the good book. Hey, now, when it comes to faith, we don't need much, right? We don't need much, right? It tells us that if you just a mustard seed, you know how tiny a mustard seed is? That's all the faith that you need, and you can actually move a mountain. You understand me? So that tells me that in life, I don't even require much faith, you understand me, to have things accomplished. Not much. I don't have to be that guy that, oh man, you know what I mean? I have this halo above my head and I'm so righteous and stuff, right? Because nobody really is. If anybody claims to be that, you know, they're just lying to you, okay? Right? The bottom line, we just have to continue. Let the company do what the company is going to do. And in 2024, yes, we said it in 2024. Yes, we said it in 2023. But when we look at everything and we saw how close we came in 2023, at the end of 2023, we saw how close we came to that breakthrough. It just tells me that here we go again, but this time we're going to be even closer, if not over that hump, and actually get there. You understand? Because as each year go by, if we go back and we check 2018 and 19 and so on, we see that we were always getting a step closer, and then we're just about there, and then all of a sudden had the rug pulled from under us. But guess what? Our hope is not gone. And we have to think about that when we're in anything in life, not just in on past, but anything in life. We have to think about that. Sometimes you're right there about to knock on the door, and somebody come and they call you away from that, and then you miss that opportunity. You know what I mean? You just missed it because you're right there about to knock to enter in, and then somebody comes and they distract you, and you end up, missing the boat, right? And so we don't want to do that. And again, I don't want to get spiritual and all that stuff, but there's so many examples in the good book that talks about stuff like that. You know what I mean? So many examples, right? You know what I mean? So if you know your book, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? There's lots of great examples inside there of people who missed the boat because they weren't prepared, they weren't ready. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. The bottom line is we should always be in ready mode. Ready mode. It doesn't mean that, oh, I'm tunnel blind. You understand me? It doesn't mean that, well, I'm going to just sit here and hope that on passive is going to give me all that I need, and I'm just not doing anything. I'm just sitting here and waiting. I'm sitting here and waiting. Sitting. No, people are having webinars, people are having lives, people are having chats, people are having meetups, people doing all sorts of stuff. You understand me? To stay in that ready mode. Because if you're not surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, the road is very, very tough. It's very, very hard. But if I know I can pick up the phone and call someone and talk to them about on passive, right? And that person is, feel the same way I feel, we can have a good conversations. That's what the conversations that Julie and I have, each week, that's what they're about. You know what I mean? I can pick up the phone, we call somebody, we talk to somebody about on passive, right? And so that may charge, recharge your batteries, right? If you wish, right? That may keep you going for another week, right? If that's what it takes, you know what I mean? And so on. If you have someone that you can always reach out to, whether it be week, daily, whatever you need, right? If you have that person in your corner, that's a good thing. Think about just life in itself, right? Just think about life in itself. When you have someone that, man, you just had a bad day, but you have that person that you can reach out to, that person that you can call, and they're able to cheer you up. You know what I mean? Right? I spoke to someone the other day, and their daughter passed away, right? And I'm saying, okay, if that person has no one around them, like, how do you get through that? How do you get through something like that? But if you have people around you, you understand me, that can help bear the burden, let's say, right? Be able to help lift you up. That's why the saying says no man or no woman, no person is an island. You understand me? You just can't stand by yourself, right? And so that's what I see for 2025. For all of us, continue to lock arms, staying glued. This program that we're on right now has been going for 3 years. You know what I mean? So you continue. Why would you stop? You continue. The dream is still there. So we continue because we will get to our desired destination.
Wow, you did answer the question. Yes. Thank you, Brother Michael. That was inspiring. I am fired up. All right, over to you, Queen Sister Lerato.
always like talking to or listening to Brother Michael, because when he starts talking, you take so many nuggets of what he says. And me, I don't mind you being spiritual, because spirituality doesn't have to be religious. It doesn't have to be religious because we're spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings. So to try and remove the spirit from the person, it's yeah, right? So I don't mind. You can throw these things in. Those who want to glean will glean. Those who have ears will hear. So I love listening to you because you have a great, you have a wisdom. You have a lot of them that can glean from. And this is not necessarily a question and hear your mind about it. You know, you said something very, very interesting to me. You talked about detours. And when you said detours, I had a I remembered a speaker. I don't know who I was listening to, and they were talking about the navigation system. And they basically said, if you set your intention, let's say you are in Atlanta and you want to go to New York, and you set your Navi to go to rest to New York, right? No matter how many times you'll turn around to go somewhere else, try to go, the Navi will always bring you back to your course in order for you to follow that direction and get to your destination. Some people will get there in 10 hours that is designated by the Navi, because why? They will follow the path without any detours. They'll just go to the gas station and go, right? Exits, they'll go directly. Some people will take 20 hours. Why? Because they might not be paying attention. They might take another exit and decide maybe they want to go to another town to stay there and everything. And that's how I look at our company, to say, we have things that we didn't, we didn't see them before. We didn't see our CEO. Of course, all of us were here, like you said, in 2023. We're like, yes, we're on the road and everything. So we didn't see the carpet being pulled under us, right? And so I'm saying this to talk about intention. Setting a clear Navi analogy was to say, if we have a clear intention, it doesn't matter what happens to us. It doesn't matter course that we take. We will always get to our destination. Like our CEO has already said to us that, guys, there's nothing removing me from the course. Whatever happens, I'm always going to be on this course because this is my destiny. I'm destined to alleviate poverty. My goal is to make sure that I contribute to people that alleviated poverty, that gave people a fair chance, right? So that's what he always says. And for me, I'm like, it doesn't matter how we get there. Like you said right now, that thing got me. When you say it is, we are getting there, right? And so the intention thing that we're talking about is deeper than just saying intention and just mentioning it like that. And the other story that always, challenges me mentally is the story of Edison. To say people will try 2 times, people will get to the 100th time, they'll say,
Recording in progress.
you're just seeing the storm, right? So what are those things when you think, oh my, am I actually gonna make it? Is business gonna make it? Is this gonna happen? My intention is clear, it's here, but it's in the in between things that are happening. How do you pull yourself out of that? What are the things that pulls you back on course? Like when I said about the Navi, that no matter what, it pulls you back on course. What keeps you on course and pulls you back?
Wow, you said a lot. But certainly, you and I think alike, right? I would say that, right? We think a lot alike. Um, I think people to, again, come back to what you said about intentions, right? Because intentions is tied to your beliefs as well, right? So, you have to make your mind do you want to be successful or not? Do you want to win or not? Like you have to just make up your mind. I mean, success leaves clue, as they say, right? And there's so many examples, right? And I'll use sport, right? You can see, or I'll give you an example actually. So when my son was in grade 5, yes, he was in grade 5, okay, and they're playing in their basketball tournament. This is the final tournament of the year, and the star kid on the team, he was in grade 6. So team comprised of grade 6, grade 5, grade 4. Those are the 3 age groups, right? And so the star kid on the team was in grade 6, and he literally, at the time we thought he broke his wrist, right? And so we're like, oh boy, okay, it's not gonna end well, right? And that child, right? He's in grade 6, right? What is he? 10, 11, maybe something like that. And he kept playing, like he refused to come out of the game. He literally played with one hand. One, he couldn't dribble the ball because the other hand, whether it was broken or whether it was just sprained or whatever the case was, he couldn't use it. Right? That's all we knew at the time. We knew he just couldn't use it, and he refused to come. And so his mom was okay with him, staying in because he said, I got this, I got this. And they went on, to place third overall, within the city. Even though that was a challenge, you understand? Like he was so intentional. Listen, if I have to bring you guys on my back, you know what I mean? We're gonna move forward. We're not gonna just bow out, and because the team really needed him, right? If he wasn't playing, because even with the one hand, he was still scoring. Like he was still effective, still making passes. Like he was still able to bring the ball up, even though you've got defenders on him, all of that stuff. Like he was just that good, right? So, I use that to say that, when people make up their mind about something, nothing should stop you. Like if you are serious. Now, a lot of people say they're serious, but they're not. You know what I mean? A lot of people say they're serious. Okay, back to business now. A person joins a business and they say, yeah, I want to make $1 million. I want to make $10,000 a month, blah, 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 blah. And you know what I mean? And they say they're serious. But then you look actions. You look at their actions. Okay, well, what are you doing? Nothing. Why aren't you doing anything? You say you want to achieve this, you want to do this, and you're doing absolutely nothing to help towards it. Even when you're in a business that says, hey, all you have to do is just come in. You don't need to do anything. A lot of us, what did we do? A lot of us went out there and we invited people and all these things, right? We wanted to pre-build a team, all of that fancy stuff. You understand me? Even though we didn't have to do anything per se, right? So my thing is this: you have folks who are serious, and then you have folks that are really serious. And the folks that are really serious and intentional about what they want out of life, they're going to take all the necessary steps to make sure they accomplish their goals. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? It really is. You're sitting down for an SAT test, let's say, and the school that you're trying to get into, they say, okay, well, you have a 1200 on the SAT. And you decide not to do any practice exams. You didn't pick up the books, you didn't go through the material, you just kind of show up to go write that test. Well, you're not serious about trying to get into that particular school, because if the school is telling you this is the mark that you need on this particular test, and you're not doing what is necessary to make sure you accomplish that, then you're not serious about trying to get in. You're just not. You understand me? And the same can be applied for everything that we do. A lot of people just talk the game. A lot of people tell you, oh, I want to help. Oh, I want to help uplift humanity. Oh, money is flowing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And most people are just talking. It's lip service. They're not serious. You understand me? And so because they're not serious, they will find that things don't work out for them. And they wonder, well, it's magical. It's a mystery. We don't know how that happened, blah, blah, blah. Right? You have people that speak things into being. What do I mean by that? You have somebody that says, you know what? I'm going to retire by the time I reach age 35. Okay? And that person is so serious about that they're out there making things happen. You know what I mean? They're not just sitting there and just going through the motions. They're actually doing what it takes, right? There's a gentleman that I knew years ago, and he used to go door to door and sell cookies. Door to door, selling cookies. And people would laugh at this man, grown man going door to door selling cookies, right? You know, the man went on to become a millionaire by doing just that. You understand? By doing just that. Give you another years ago, we're with this company, and I was so excited about the company. And I remember I shared with my family, it's like, oh, you know, this, and this company's going to do great things and blah, 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 and all this fancy stuff. And they're like, you know, again, I was young, you know, at that time. And they're like, are you crazy? Like, this is what you went to university for? I'm like, well, no, it's not what I went to university for, but this is something that, you know, but I believe in it. I think it's going to, it's not going to work. It's this, it's that, blah, 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 all this fancy stuff. You know, we went on to create over 300 millionaires. You understand me? But yet you had a group of people that was close to me, and they thought, oh, no, you know, you're silly for doing this and that. And, you know, I'm sure they used some stronger words than that, but I'm just trying to make it nice and pleasant for us, right? But you understand me? Because they're not serious. And we're talking about people that was in that room that have their PhDs and all this fancy stuff, right? And they think they knew everything and all, right? Experience is something, folks. Experience is something. There's something about experience, right? And it doesn't matter if it's a good experience or a bad experience, because we learn from both of them, right? People see when something, you know, a bad experience come their way, and they're like, oh my gosh, if I can go back in time and change it and all this. No, change it for what? Right? If you change it, you're going to have a completely different outcome. It doesn't mean it's going to be a positive one either. If you go back in your life and change a negative outcome, you may actually end up in a worse situation than you currently are in. Because sometimes you learn, because you had that negative experience, you've learned from it, right? And grown in the process. You understand me? Because of transpired, right? Sometimes it's a painful experience. You learn from that also, because now you can part maybe onto your children or whomever, you understand me, how to avoid those pitfalls, right? Lots of people have been able to share and help them, you know, navigate away from things that wasn't going to be in their favor based upon the experiences that I've had. You understand? Right? So there's something to be said about experience. But all of that is to say it comes right back to what you started off. So there's a reason why you know, you had a burning desire to talk about intentions today. Okay? Because it goes right back to that. We have to be intentional about everything we do in our lives. We have to be, right? We live in a world today whereby, you know, God, I feel so bad for our children. Like I really do, right? The global children. I feel for them, right? Because society is not doing a great job in helping them. You understand me? It's not. And it's going to get even worse. Like, you understand? It is so bad, right? You try watching a movie nowadays, and the language, you know, you understand? It's like this wasn't the case even 10 years ago. It wasn't the case. You understand? Right? Nudity and all these different things, all this bad stuff that they have no problem just slamming in your face now. Whereas before it wasn't there. You understand? The younger generation, oh my gosh, right? It's crazy, right? But you know, to kind of stay on point, right? It's all about, you know, what you believe. It's all about the experiences that you've had. It's all about how serious you are about that goal or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in your life. How serious are you? What are you willing to do? Our CEO says, I'm willing to do it or die. Are you that convicted about what you're trying to accomplish? Right? For me, I am that convicted about what I'm trying to accomplish. You understand? If I said it and I said, you know what, I want to go make $1 million, I don't just say it. I go back it up. I do what I need to do to make sure that is the case. You understand? If I say I'm going to help 1,000 people do this, or 500 people do this, or people do this, or a person do that, I'm serious about. I'm going to do it. You understand? I'm going to do it. If someone calls me and says, hey, can you do this for me? And I say, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow through and make sure I do it. Because everything that you do in your life, they're all connected, folks. You can't separate certain things from yourself. Right? It's everything that you do, it's all connected. So if you practice, right? If you practice to be a certain way, then that's how you're to be. You understand me? Right? It's all about repetition. Everything in life is about repetition. How many things that we repeated? You're going through school, grade 1 to grade 2, grade 3. How many things are repeated? It's repeated. It's repetition. You understand? Because that's how we actually learn. You don't just see something once and, yeah, I got it. It doesn't work that way, right? You have to see it multiple times, right? Like you're trying to memorize something. You don't just go one time and, okay, that's it, I got it. Okay, you sound your own song, right? Okay, you memorize it first time around. You know what I mean, right? Okay, repetition. Now got it, right? Got it, no problem, right? People say, oh, I want to be a public speaker. You don't just get up one day and boom, you're a public speaker, right? It takes practice. That first time, maybe you're nervous, right? You're sweating, all this stuff is happening to you. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. Okay, now you're standing in front of 100 people. Oh, no problem, right? Okay, now it's 500, no problem. 1,000, no problem. You understand me? But at first, you can even talk to one person. You know what I mean? But repetition, because you're determined that I'm going to be a good public speaker, right? And so on and so everything, folks. It doesn't matter what it is, right? I seen my son is first year trying out for a team, and he didn't make it. This was like he was in, I think, grade 4 or something like that, right? He didn't make the team. So you know what he did? He practiced, and has never been in a situation like that ever again. Every single team, make it. You understand? Okay, you want to be the best in the team. Guess what he's going to do? Just practice, and guess what? Okay, now you're the best on the team, etc. You understand, folks? Because you're determined to do something. And I always encourage them, if you're going to do something, put 100% effort into it, right? And so when it comes to your business, put 100% effort into it. If all you need to do is be patient, put 100% effort into being patient, right? You understand me, right? Everything that you do, if you put 100% into it, it doesn't mean you're not doing anything else. It doesn't mean that, oh, I have no time for my family because I'm putting 100% into this. No, it's wherever you find yourself. If you're in that moment, if you're spending quality time with your family, then spend quality time with your family. You understand me? Put 100% effort into that, right? And so to me, that's what it takes to accomplish your goals. That's what it takes, for you to make it in whatever it is that you want to do, folks. Because I'm telling you, if it's for A, if it's for B, if it's for C, if it's for D, it doesn't matter what it's for. It doesn't matter if it's in your personal life, your work life, business. It doesn't matter what it is. But if you have that same attitude, that never given up attitude, no matter if you try it 2 times, because you hear people, oh, I'm not interested in that. Why? Because I tried it 2 times before and it never worked. Oh, I tried doing a network marketing business before it never worked. Oh, I tried selling this before it never worked. Oh, I tried, and you just give up that. So that means your goal, the reason why you were doing what you're doing, wasn't that important. Because if it is important to you, you're going to do whatever it takes until you actually accomplish it. It's just that simple, folks. People think that there's a magical recipe or some secret or secret. That's the secret. The secret is that there isn't any secret. There isn't any secret to success. There just isn't. You understand me? There's no secret to success, right? Because everything that you have to be successful, you already have it within you. It's already there. Okay? You just have to bring it out. You just have to bring it out. You just have to make up your mind and say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go walk 5 miles a day. Okay, just go do it. Why can't you do it? Oh, I'm tired today. Okay, and go do it, right? Oh, I have to go take Johnny to. Those are all excuses. Oh, my leg is hurting me. It's just an excuse, right? You made a commitment, stick to it, and go do it. It's as simple as that, right? And if people have that attitude, I'm telling you, you're going to accomplish great things in life. It's just that simple. And guess what's going to happen to you? A lot of great things are going to be attracted to you. People are going to want to be around you. You understand? People want to be in your company. People want to align themselves with you. People want to, partner up with you, and so on and so forth. Why? Because they're looking at you and says, "Wow, that's exactly how I want to be," or if I could be 10% like that person, or you understand me? That's how life works, folks. You know what I mean? Things don't happen by accident. It's not an accident. It just isn't, right? You have to be intentional, because if you're waiting for you to become successful by accident, there's a good chance it's not going to happen. Okay? There's a good and like, think about it. You're driving on the road. How many times have you gotten into an accident? You've been driving for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. How many times have you gotten into an accident? If you've been driving for 20 years, I'm pretty sure you haven't gotten in an accident 20 times. I'm pretty sure. That's just once a year. So if you're waiting for that accident to happen for you, you're not success is going to miss you. It's not going to happen, folks. Accidents are not as often as we think. It's not as often as we think. And so the same applies to you winning. You don't win by accident. Look at any team, right? There's all soccer and football and basketball, tennis, right? Look at all those different sports, okay? Golf, whatever, right? Damn. The team that wins, you think they win by accident? Right? You don't think that coach, let's use football, right? Because we're in the playoffs now, right? So that coach, the general manager, right? That organization, you don't think that they set us as, okay, you know what? In order for us to win, we need to go find that quarterback, right? And so you think they just grab any quarterback? No, you understand me, right? They're intentional with whom they want to get. And sometimes if they're getting in the draft, they're going to, we're going to wheel and deal and move up in the draft because we are intentional about getting that specific player, right? And they go about building their team. Okay, now we got our quarterback. Okay, because we got our quarterback, we need to have, a good offensive line for them, right? And they're intentional about who they're going to draft, who they're going to trade for, all these things to assemble the team that they believe is going to be that winning team. And the team and the organization that is intentional about that, those are the ones that you see with all the success. Like, you understand me, folks? It's just that simple. And you could, whether we're talking about basketball, we're talking about baseball, we're talking about hockey, right? It's the same thing. You understand me? Organizations are intentional about what they're trying to accomplish, right? And guess what? That's why you have these, dynasties, right? And basketball, the Lakers dynasty and Boston Celtics, their dynasty, and so on, Golden State, right? All these different teams, and yet you have these other teams then who they're always losing. Why? Right? Check the organization instead of the owners, right? They don't want to spend no money. You understand me? So they're not doing what it takes in order to win. Here and on Passive, our CEO is doing what it takes to win. And one of the things is not to give up. Just by not giving up makes you a winner. You understand? Just by not giving up. Because guess what? You all of a sudden you walk away. People should all be familiar with Bitcoins right now. Okay? And Bitcoins went up to like $100,000 per coin. But guess what? A lot of people saw it when it was $500 per coin. A lot of people saw it when it's $1,000. Oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Blah, 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 blah. Right? They saw it just like everybody else, right? But some people says, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a chance. Just maybe. I'm not going to go risk the farm, but maybe I have a little bit of discretion, discretionary money, you know what I mean? A little money I can go play with just to take a chance. And then they try, and guess what? They became a millionaire as a result of that. You understand? Somebody says, you know what? I think I'm going to go get involved in real estate. You know what? I don't know too much about it, but let me see if I can align myself with some real people, okay, that know what they're doing in real estate, and let me see if I can maybe make some passive income, right? And so they do that, and next thing you know, right, they're successful. They're winning. They're winning the game of life. Why? Because they're willing to try. They're willing to put effort in. They're willing to not say, hey, you know what? I know I lost money over here before, so I'm not going to do anything ever again. No, I'm going to continue because I am determined to succeed. Success is mine. It's mine. It is mine. I'm going to go get it. I'm going for it. You understand me? Folks, when you're that determined. Now, there's a difference between people who are just silly, okay? And they're just throwing money left, right, and center at anything that comes their way. They're just, yeah, I'm in, yeah, I'm in, yeah, I'm in, yeah, I'm in. That's a whole different ball game. We're not talking about that, okay? It's just like people who play the lottery, and they just keep playing the lottery, playing, oh, maybe one day I'll win, one day I'll win. How can you be intentional about winning the lottery? You understand me? You can't be intentional, right? Because you look at, well, how many people actually win the lottery? You understand? Very few, very few. But they make it so attractive that people are willing to, oh, I'll just spend, oh, it's only $1. Okay, but you got 1 million people spending $1. Isn't that $1 million? Yeah, oh, it's only $1, right? So we have to understand that when you are serious about something, when it's important to you, right, you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure you accomplish that, whatever it takes. You're going to be intentional about it. And so you may get distracted for a minute, but you come right back. You understand? Like the navigation system, right? You may be distracted for a minute, but you come right back on track. You understand, folks? Right? And so that's what's happening here. People try to throw us off with passive staff members, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But our CEO says, you know what, guys, I'm taking back control. I'm righting the ship. I'm going to make sure that we get to where we said we're going to go so that people can accomplish their dreams. Let it become a reality for millions upon millions of people around the world because we are intentional about what we're trying to do for humanity.
Wow, my brother, that is awesome. That is so awesome. And you know what hit me? You said a lot of things, but what hit me the most is when you said we learn from both bad and good experiences. You know, a lot of people only want to learn from good experiences. The bad experience, we want to bury it so deep and not even go and visit that and learn from it. So to intentionally learn from a bad experience is what makes greatness. Yeah. And the second thing you said, I changed it. You said success is mine. And I said success is mind. It starts here. It starts here. That willingness to push yourself and say, I'm not giving up. So you said so many things and I'm sitting here, I'm writing it down and everything. And when you were talking, it reminded me of when you were talking about sports people and your son, you know, being intentional and then just going through because he decided that he wants to win and he's going to carry his team. So broken hand or not, he was going forward with it because he already decided that he's going to win. Right. So it reminded me of Kobe Bryant. He's not, I mean, I don't watch basketball, but I liked his mindset too, because he said a lot of things that I learned from. And some of the codes that he had was, don't settle. If you have an intention and you set it, you know, some people will do something, and if they don't get where they want, they will settle where they are and not want to push themselves. They'll say, you know what, I did it, it didn't work, I'm just sitting here, I'm not moving forward. So what you said is very important because you said you set an intention and you follow through. You don't just sit there and wallow, you follow through. That's so important. The second thing that Kobe said was like, don't give up. And you mentioned it too. He said, never give up. Don't give up. As long as there's breath in your lungs, we don't give up. There are people that try to get their degree. They, you know, did everything in their youth. I know a woman who is a doctor now in her 80s. In her 80s. Some people think that life is finished by when you get to 40, 50, that's it for you. But I have news for you. As long as there's life in you, you can still achieve your goals. You can still achieve your goals. So there's no expiry date. So when you said never give up, it's something that now calls into us to say, you can't give up. As long as there's breath in you, you can't afford to give up. So I love what you said. And then the third thing that Kobe said is that believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You have to have a strong belief in yourself, because then that's what's going to push you forward. And that's what I hear. When you speak a lot, I know you're somebody that believes in themselves, because you set intentions, you believe in yourself, you believe in your strength, learn from your weaknesses and you make them strength, you push yourself. And it's wonderful to watch, because just listening to you, I know a lot of people love listening to you, because those things, we hear it in how you speak, that you're somebody that had experience and you learn from your experience, and you make success of yourself from those experiences. You didn't give up, right? And then the other one is, it's not the destination, but it's the journey, which is what also our CEO says. It's about the destination, guys. It's about the journey. And the journey is, for some people, the journey is very short. It's like point A to B, that's it. For some of us, it will just take maybe 5 more steps. It might take maybe 7 more steps, but it's the journey. We have to stick in with the journey, not from, okay, we're going to make money tomorrow, we are all millionaires in 2 days. It's not realistic. And you understand what I mean? That's what you said. I mean, when you mentioned the guy who was selling cookies, and then the journey to him being a millionaire, it didn't happen in one day. That means he had to have that experience of knocking at everybody's door selling cookies, from people who were calling him stupid, people who were saying, how are you selling cookies? You're a man. Men find jobs. How are you selling cookies? It's a woman's job. There are people who say that. People will say negativity. People will say so many things when you're doing something. But, when you get to the pinnacle of your success, the one say, you know what, I thought, I said to him, I was the one that was speaking negatively. They would want to celebrate you with it. So I love what you said. I was listening to you very intently. And then the other one is like, don't pressure yourself. Yes, all of us, that, like the example that I made, I said, all of us, some of us, we attended the same schools. We had the same education, but our journey is not the same, guys. Just because other people made it in 2 steps, now we want to all make it in 2 steps. We just want to erase everything else that we're doing in our life. And then we give up because we're not making it at the same pace as everybody else that is doing it, right? So don't pressure yourself in that way. Pressure is good, but negative pressure is bad. We can push ourselves, like what you said. You said, some people do it and then they give up 2 steps and they give up, but you have to push through. And when you set an intention, go with it. But don't now put unnecessary pressure that's going to make you not, that's going to, kill everything, your spirit and everything. Just don't put too much pressure. Do what you can and push yourself, and every day add more in what you can do and expatiate on that. So I love what you said. And then the other one's not being afraid of failure. A lot of us are afraid of failure. You said that there are people who try 2 times and they give up, because 2 times was too much for them to fail, right? So you can be afraid of failure. I don't call it failure. I call it learning process. Because so when it doesn't happen the second time, you learn from it. You learn from all those things that didn't happen, all the bad experiences, like you said, right? And the last one says, take pointers from the best. That's why you're here, Brother Michael, because for me, you're the best. When I listen to you, I glean so much from you, the wisdom and everything. So we take pointers. When you're here, if you're here, there's no way. There's somebody that says, when I see Brother Michael, I'm just charged up, because he's one of the people who knows the business. So if the best in what he does is still here, who am I to give up? Who am I to give up? This is a man that builds businesses. This is a man who's doing well for himself. So if he's here and he says, I'm not giving up, who am I to give up? If our CEO is there, is still pushing and saying that it's do or die, who am I now to give up? What qualifies me to give, right? That means that my intention is not to win. I don't have the winning mentality. So like you said, that success is mind. That means that mind of success, like the winning, the winning mindset, and have it, right? So I was listening to you very intently, and I thank you so much for your words, Brother Michael. I'm always gleaning so much. When you are here, I'm not just listening just for the business. I'm also listening to wisdom on how to do life and how to face certain challenges in my life, or face certain things in my life, and to empower myself, like iron sharpeneth iron. So I'm very, very grateful to be here, and thank you so much.
You echoed the idea of failure or learning experiences, right?
Yeah.
But that is life, though, right?
Yes.
That's what people, when you go back to a child, an infant, right? And you can see all the life or learning experiences that you go through, the journey, you understand, of life. Okay, a child is learning to walk, right? How many times do they fall down, right? But do they sit down and says, boy, you know what, this thing called walking, it's just too hard.
I'm done with it.
I'm done, right? I'm just not, nope, you know what, mom, dad, hey, you guys are, hey, I'm good. I'm good right here. I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm just gonna crawl around on the ground. I'm done with this walking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many things. You're riding a bicycle. You learn to drive a car. I mean, there are people who are driving now for like 20, but guess what? When they first went to go get that driver's license, they failed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did not pass, right? It happens. You've got people who are lawyers who are practicing right now. You understand me, right? And when they went to go write the bar exam, they didn't pass the first time around. You understand me? And so on and so forth. You people who are doctors right now that at some point in their life they failed the course. Like, you understand
Yeah.
me? You got engineers, people who are building bridges and buildings and all these great structures. You understand me? That a lot of people's lives depend upon, right? Architects, you name it. And if you go back and check with them, yeah, maybe they failed, first year physics or something. You know what I mean? Right? Or maybe they got a C grade, right? You know what I mean? There's so many situations of people. Again, it doesn't matter what it is because that's how life is. It's filled with experiences, learning experiences. It's filled with challenges. If life was easy, trust me, you wouldn't want it. People think they want it. You wouldn't. You wouldn't learn. You wouldn't grow. You wouldn't be the person that you are today. You wouldn't be able to look back and says, wow, you know what I mean? I made it through all of that. In spite of the challenges, I made it. You know what I mean? In spite of the struggles, I made it. I look and I see people and oh yeah, I live in the ghetto, or I live in this small village, or a single mother, you know what I mean, or dead parents. I lost them at a young age. Whatever the case may be. So many people use all these things. I'm not saying that it's not difficult, right? I'm not saying it's not difficult. It can be difficult. It can be a struggle. There are people who don't like math, for example, don't like math, okay? And yet math is something that you need in almost everything in life, right?
Yeah.
But they don't like it. So it may be difficult for them, but they're going to put the time and effort in to make sure they get the grades that they need to move on. Oh, I want to be a nurse. Well, guess what? You're going to need some math in there. When you go to school, you're going to need some math, right? So put the effort into, you know what? I want to be a nurse. So therefore, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure I can pass that math test. I want to be a teacher. Okay, now where we are, right? In university, right, you have to. There's a test. Some schools have it, not all of them, but I believe all of them will eventually have it if they don't as yet, right? Whereby you have to get a 75% grade. You understand, on a math test or exam in order for you to become a teacher. Because how are you going to teach kids if you can't even do it yourself? Like, really? You know what I mean? Now it's not something that's difficult. Like, there's literally like a grade 6 level math test. But some people still struggle with that. There are people who fail 3 times, and then the 4th time they were able to pass. That's reality. That is real life. These things happen out there. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you see people and you're looking at the finished product, you don't know the struggles that they went through. You don't know what their life story is. You know, my kids always say, that person has a backstory. So they're definitely going to be somebody in life because they have a backstory, meaning that they went through some struggles, some hardship, all those things. And as a result of that, they became resilient in their pursuit. You understand me? And so what we have to understand is that a lot of people love to make excuses. Don't make excuses. Just don't make them, right? Just focus on being better. We always talk about being the best version of yourself. Focus on everything that you do. I'm doing the best. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. And you live with the results. You live with the results. You do your best, and whatever the results are, you live with that. You want to be able to go to your grave empty. empty, meaning that you did everything that you could while you were alive. You understand me? And you don't go to your, I mean, obviously, you're dead, so you don't know anything, but you don't want to go to your grave and having regrets. You know what I mean? Right? That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to, I'm going to do everything I can, give everything I can while I'm alive so that, you know what? Maybe one person, maybe two, maybe three. It doesn't have to be a whole generation. It doesn't have to be thousands of people, but maybe there's that one person that you impacted their life. You know what I mean? You just never know, folks, right? That's why you all put your best foot forward, because you never know who it is that may be watching you, trying to learn from you. You know what I mean? You never know who it is that you may have that positive impact. And all of a sudden now they become, even better, in life because of you. You just never know, right? And so people just have to understand that, listen, if I can be intentional about what I'm going to do, I'm going to lose that 10 pounds. I'm going to be intentional about it. So you know what? I'm going to make sure I'm not going to be eating the sweets. I'm not going to, minimize, the bad carbs, right? Minimize the fatty, you know what I mean? You say you're trying to lose weight and yet you have deep fried chicken. It just doesn't work. Right? 18 years old, yeah, no problem, right? You're young, your metabolism is still high, all this stuff, right? But you can be, 45 years old, 55 years old, right? And you're having deep fried chicken. I saw the show where the person they're eating, they call it crackles, right? And they're literally taking the chicken fat. You understand me? They're taking the chicken fat and they're eating that. Like, wow, right? But hey, to each their own. My point, I know I'm kind of drifting, but my point, right? My point is that when you're intentional about what you're trying to accomplish, you're unstoppable, right? You are and because you have not received, the success yet, it doesn't mean that it's not coming. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get it, right? When you set out to get your PhD, okay, did you get that when you're in, grade 12? You know what I mean? When you're still in high school, did you get that PhD? Right? Did you get it in your first year of university? You know what I mean? Didn't you have to get like a undergrad first, and then you got a master's, and then you went on to get your PhD? You know what I mean? It's a journey. It's a process, right? It just doesn't happen overnight, right? And so people have to realize that, listen, we are getting a PhD education on building a successful business. That's what we're getting, right? So to get a PhD education in building a successful business does not happen overnight. And if we are watching, if we are paying attention, we'll be able to see what to do, what not to do. Okay, so if I decide to go about doing this, okay, well, you know what? I've seen where, that didn't work. So, okay, let me not do that. And so on and so forth. We get to learn, folks, right? We get to learn how to manage our money by watching what others are doing and how they're doing it and all these things. So when all of a sudden now this wealth comes to you, you don't lose it. You don't spend it foolishly. You understand me? All these things because you're saying to yourself, man, I endured 6.5 years, 7 years, whatever, right? I've endured all of this. So there's no way when this comes to me now, I'm gonna go squander it. No way. Do I have another 6.5 years in me? You understand me? You're not trying to go through that whole process all over again, right? Absolutely not. And sometimes when you go through journey and then you decide to do it again, now you're able to do it that much faster, right? You have business people, they built the business and it took them like 10 years to make their first million, let's say, right? But all that 10 years gave them the experience that now when they're trying to get that second million, it takes them like, you understand me? To make that second million. The next time around, take them months to make that. You follow me? So, we may look at that long journey, but we should be learning from that. And we become better people as a result of all that we've learned patience, right? Patience, right? We've learned patience. Yes. Because we've been, okay, gotta be patient. Let's wait, let the CEO does, blah, blah, blah. All these things. You learn to be patient. And that can now impact in your personal life. Now, because I've learned to be patient for this business to transpire, right? Now I'm able to be patient with my spouse. I'm able to be patient with my children. And so, you understand? We have to connect, see how this can help us, see how this can help us in so many different ways. It can't just be, well, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? You understand? Sometimes you make connection as a result of you being involved in this journey. You're not connected with somebody able to guide you with something else. I had someone said to me the other day, oh, you know what? I'm anticipating making all this money, blah, blah, blah. Now, my concern is when I get the money, how do I, what do I do with it? Oh, but you know what, though? I know someone, right? I know someone who was able to this. So guess what? I'm going to go to that person for advice, and they can help me how to set up a corporation, how to minimize taxes, blah, 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 all this fancy stuff, because they've met somebody by being involved in On Passive. You understand? So now they're not going to go to somebody who's going to steer them wrong, bring them down the wrong path, so they lose all their money. You understand? Because they're not sure how to go about structuring themselves, right? To be able to maximize what they have now received, right? So folks, trust me, it's been a process, it's been a journey, but all of us should be able to learn from it and be better as a result of it.
Right? Yes, my brother. I know, Sister Kanla, you have something. Let me just say one last thing. Thank you so much, my brother, for everything that you said. It's just echoing in my spirit. And one thing that you said is like other people is just, where's the money? Where's the money? And when you said that to me, I read something, I think it was yesterday, and somebody said, some people are so poor, all they have is money. Guys, some people are so poor, all they have is money. Money without wisdom, money without all these other things that, we talk about prosperity, which is all, encompassing. It has everything in it. It's not only about money, right? So it's so important. All these things that you're saying to say the waiting period of 7 years is worth every minute. It's worth every minute. There's nothing lost here, guys. We're not losing anything, but we're gaining so much. So thank you for what you said. Some people pay a lot for seminars like this to sit and to glean from wisdom. Life requires a lot of wisdom. Then it becomes a little bit easier. So some people pay a lot of money to hear this being said. So it's wonderful to be here, and there's no time wasted. I'm so glad to be a part of this, and thank you so much to all you said. So let me not hold Sister Carla, because we're like blah blah blah. Sister, Carla,
the last thing on this though, before you go, my sister, right?
Yeah.
A doctor, 10 years, 10 years to become a doctor, 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
10 years, right? And when they finish, guess what? They have a whole bunch of debts, right? They owe a lot of money. You understand?
Yeah.
Right? So just think about it. You set out, you're 18 years old, 19 years old, okay, and 10 years later before you become a doctor, right? That's a long journey. Okay, are they complaining about it? No, because they know this is the process. This is what I have to go through. You understand me? Right? And they make the best of it. A lawyer, 7 years later, right? To become a lawyer. Doesn't mean that, now I'm a lawyer, I'm making these big bucks. No. You start off making, low amount, and as experience come along, right? Now they're able to charge more and more and more. I know a lawyer that charges $1,000 per hour. That's what he charges. You understand me? But do you have some lawyers that charge $300 an hour? Okay, trust me, both of them have the same education. Okay, they both have the same education. You're a lawyer, you're a lawyer. Okay, but why can't you charge $1,000 an hour for your service where this person can only charge $300? You understand me? It's not the same. So although they may have the same courses, etc., okay, the outcome can be very different, right? So the bottom line is, folks, sometimes going through that process, going through that journey can be a good thing for a lot of us, okay? Can be a good thing.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sister Kanla, come in. I know you have a lot. I saw you.
Well, I was taking notes as well. Thank you, my sister. But I think my follow-up question has been answered already in the process of Brother Michael explaining. Because, all I would just say is make a comment, and then Brother Michael, you can respond if you have more to add. You have just brought it full circle in the sense that it connects not only to what Sister Lerato has asked, but also my first question. This is a new what so that we don't give up. And you have just explained to us that all the journey, the experiences, you said we came very close in 2023 and we did not make it. 2024, we are still there. Let us keep doing what we are doing because we are close and it will only get. And that's what is keeping us ready. That experience, the journey is what is keeping us ready in our mind. And what better in our 2025 shared, and you've brought it to full circle for us this afternoon. So
Yes.
that is what I wanted to say. So thank you, Brother Michael. I mean, you've answered everything.
Everything. And by the way, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, by the way, anybody, the 65 of us that are here, or 64, you owe it to yourself to see this through. You have like no excuse to give up. With all the wisdom that has been poured into us, everything that we've, been through together, you owe it to yourself this way. You owe this, really. No excuse to win. To lose, if you want us to knock at your door when you have those moments when you're like, I don't know, we will come there and pull you with us. You have no excuse. Like, seriously. Brother Michael, all these people that are pouring into us, you have no excuse. So thank you so much, Brother Michael. Echoing that again to say you cannot give up.
Yes.
Everything that we're doing here, every step of the journey is worth something, is worth a lot. We're not losing anything here. Our CEO always says that. It's like, guys, we're not losing anything. As a matter of fact, we're gaining. There's so much value. There's so much value. We're pouring into one another. We are not losing anything. Brother Michael made a very nice example to say somebody made money and they met somebody through on-passive relationships that we're building here. People that we're meeting here. I know I'm going to be in Canada. If I'm daran there in Canada, I don't know what's going to be. But Brother Michael, Sister Yvonne, I have people to call. I won't be lost, guys. Do you understand this? That I'm not by myself. I go to Nigeria, Brother Pastor Paul, like I have people because we met here and we people of the like mind, the likeness. So we are not lost. We're not lost. So every step is worth something. We're not losing here, but gaining a lot. So let's just have that mindset into 2025 to know that we are making it, guys. It's not like I'm going to win. We're already winning. Just by being here, we're winning. That intention to say we're not giving up. Our goal is this, the navigation destiny is we are getting to there and we're going to enjoy it there. Okay. We're getting there and we're enjoying the journey too. So thank you so much. You're doing everything that is in my heart to say we can't afford to give up. We can't. With all this wealth that we have here, we can't afford to give up, Brother Michael. So thank you so much. So I'm handing it back to Sister Irene to say, Sister Irene, take over from the. Thank you so much, Brother Michael. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you. I told you guys that we're gonna have a very good afternoon with this webinar today. And yeah, Queen Lerato, you're right. Me, I know that if I travel anywhere, I will not be lost. I'll have somebody to call. Somebody. We have a family now, a global family, worldwide, even in India. You will have somebody there to call. I go to Europe. I've never really been to Europe to like visit, but now I know there are people there when I get their call. So it has been a win-win, and it continues to be. So what they should just complain that where's the money? Where's the money? Because we've had and the knowledge that we have had having webinars here because of unsafe financial readiness, all the mindsets. I mean, it is so much security that we have all those series of IT security from Queen Dr. Benny, and so we've learned so much that we would not have been able to pay to go to school to get it. So Brother Michael, thank you very much. I know you've been talking. We're gonna give you 2 minutes of break and see if our update teams have something to say. If you have anything to update us today, we'll give Brother Michael a water break and then we'll come back because I know there are a lot of people here now anxious and ready with questions or comments for Brother Michael. All right, update teams. Is there anything for us this afternoon? Any updates? Queen Kanla and Dr. D. No, I don't see Dr. D. If he's driving.
No, the D is there.
I'm on my
See,
phone. So
listen, I'm holding up not to you.
Yes, Dr. D.
Go ahead. Your video is not coming on, but we can hear you.
In the ecosystem in the OES, and there was nothing from our CEO. And so let us just continue to be patient, basically. We just have to continue to be patient. All right, that's all we can do is just to continue to be. Oh, okay, see me there. All right.
now
Beautiful.
we see.
All right. Okay, beautiful. So just continue to be patient. Let us continue to be patient. Let us continue to be patient because that's the only thing we can do right now. No, sorry, not the only thing we can do. The other thing we can do is to get the proper mindset. And that is one of the reasons I love Queen Lerato Shadare, because that is what she expounds on, and is the mindset, because the mindset really is not only for on passive, but the mindset is for life. And that is why people commit suicide, because they don't have the proper mindset. So let us get the proper mindset. Let us listen to persons like Queen Lerato Shadare, because she is full of that type of wisdom. King Brother Michael Williams Aim, also another person who is full of wisdom. And so therefore, let us fit ourselves, with the proper mindset. I was at church, and the pastor was actually giving us the five leadership qualities, by John Maxwell, the five leadership qualities. And that was just awesome. It just actually breezed these type of guys. So the mindset, it is very important. No updates, no recent updates. And so I don't know if maybe Queen Kanla has anything that she wants to divulge. Over to you, Queen Kanla.
Thank you, Dr. D. Thank you, everyone, once again. Good afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you're joining us. I am Akla Rahim from state of Delaware. Together with Dr. Derek, we do the updates, and our other team members to acknowledge them. Queen Yvonne will step in, Queen Marie Pende as well, and King Alfred. And Miriam as well. So Dr. Derek has said it. We did not have any updates. Thank you to you, Dr. D.
All right, wonderful. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato and King Michael. Really appreciate the both presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. D. We always look forward to hearing you and seeing you standing there. So, updates or not, we're glad to see you and know that you're doing well. All right. So, I know that many of us who are here listening, we have either a comment, we have questions, we have something for Brother Michael. And for us to do that, we're gonna organize it well so nobody leaves without asking their question or saying their comments. And so we're going to hand over to the Q&D team so that they can do this orderly. So Dr. B, are you there? Over to you and your team, please. I see the smile.
I say, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to my queens and kings around the globe. I always say it's so wonderful to see these familiar faces joining us this afternoon, evening, or morning. It all depends upon our location. I just want to thank you all for coming. I do understand that there are a lot of webinars out, but you guys decided to come and see our Mr. Michael Williams, our only Mr. Michael Williams. Before I proceed to communicate with my team members, I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone this afternoon, evening, or morning. It all depends upon your location. Thank you all for coming. Now, Queen Yvonne Finn, could you please proceed?
Thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. My name is Yvonne Finn. I live in Canada and I monitor the chat more often than not. So thank you. And when it's time for reading the questions, please let me know, Dr. Benny. I will do so. Yes.
Certainly. I really want to take this moment to thank our welcome team. You have our King, Alfred. Thank you so much for welcoming everybody. Because you love us, you know that when you don't say Happy Sunday or welcome, some people get mad. So we want to really thank you, Sister Marie, despite the fact that she's here. But we want to thank you all. Hey, guess what? Our moderators, man, I just love the way you guys moderate. Look at the way Queen Dr. Pat, the way she was talking, and then Queen Irene. Thank you so much. I love you with all my heart. So what? Do you guys know who is in charge of mindset? This particular individual, she always talk about somebody that I talked about, our Heavenly Father, Queen Lerato Shadare. I love you with all my heart. And I know there's something that you always say. Did anybody say I love you today? So I try to, just to get something from you. If they didn't say it, I just want to say, I love you all. That's what Queen. Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate everything that you've done and what you will continue to do when it comes to this mindset. Mindset is very important. A lot of people die, yes, when they start making dollars. By you teaching us this mindset, people will learn. The unfortunate thing is that we have 1.4 million, but only, how many am I saying? Not up to 100 are listening. Anyway, I hope you guys listen. Now, guess what? I just want to thank our moderators again. Do you guys know about Queen Rose? You know, she has some small problem with internet connectivity, but I believe maybe she's still with us at the moment. So Queen Rose, I just want to thank you for being with us, for monitoring the chat as well. Thank you. We love you with all our heart, mind, and soul. Then guess what? Do you guys know who is in charge today? Our presenter, despite the fact that it's Fire Chat, man, the one and only, someone who knows. Well, to me, I know that he knows. Maybe you guys don't know. He knows the business part of this, our extraordinary company, the business. His name is Mr. Michael Williams Ames. Thank you so much for coming here every month to make us happy, to teach us. We all learn from you, Mr. Michael Williams. Thank you. Our update team, I want to thank, do you guys know this lady? She wear multiple, she's there. I don't know. Anyway, Queen Kamla Rahel, thank you so much for everything, for your love and support within this company and within this our amazing dream team. Thank you, King Dr. Derek, for always supporting us technically. We appreciate you. And guess what? Our question and discussion team, you guys have our one and only Queen Yvonne Finn. Thank you so much. We love you so much. Then you guys know about Queen Aisha. Queen Aisha, are you here, please? If you are, please say something. If not, proceed, Queen Aisha. Are you serious? Happy New Year, my sister.
Thank you. Happy New Year, sis. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aisha Indanusa, joining you guys from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to appreciate each and every one of us who have making to participate in this webinar today, and most especially our guest speaker, Mr. Michael William. I want to thank you for sharing your time, your wisdom, and your talent with us always. Thank you for coming here always to share us up while we are still waiting. Also, I want to thank our mindset speaker, Sister Lerato Shadare. Thank you very much, as always. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. I want to appreciate everyone that always come together to make sure that this dream team's food every day. Thank you all, and also our update team. Thank you. I want to appreciate you guys. Once again, please, if you have any question, if you have any contribution, make sure you raise up your hand. We're going to call you for that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Benny, for allowing me to speak.
Certainly. I thank you so much, Queen Aisha. I do understand. I appreciate you as well. I want to appreciate Engineer Bridget. She is under the weather at the moment, but I just want that we should pray for her, get stronger, so that we see her. She better next week. If she has the faith and hope, believe that God will make her get well. She will come back. Isn't it, Queen Engineer Bridget? We pray that you get well soon. Now, before I dive into the question, I know that, hey, question and discussion, right? I am going to ask one question, I believe. Now, before I do that to our Mr. Michael Williams Ames, there's something I want to say first. Now, walking in your purpose requires a clarity, courage, commitment. In 2025, for each and everyone, we should take charge of our destiny, right? Embrace your self-awareness, pursuing meaningful goals and staying aligned with your vision. By consistently talking or inspire action and remaining resilient in the face of challenges. Remember that we have been facing, there are a lot of challenges out there. You will not only fulfill your destiny, but also create a life significant and fulfillment. Your destiny awaits steps into boldly purposefully and with unwavering determination. Now, based upon this question that I'm going to ask, now, because of what transpired in 2024, I believe that 2025 is going to make you and I happy. Happiness. Not only you and I'm just talking about the brand ambassadors, right? Now, do we really have a vision for this company? Before I come into that, tune in is about embracing. I do understand that Queen Kanla and you guys must have asked a lot of good questions, but I'm just going to try my best. Turning in is about embracing focus, purpose, and alignment, while turn out is about recognizing the need to recharge. When you recharge, what? You protect your well-being, right? Now, within this, our extraordinary company, on passive, or any forward thinking about the businesses out there, right? Mastering this balance is the key to stay motivated, innovated, and what? Prepared to achieve what? The extraordinary result by tuning in when it matters, most tuning out to preserve energy. You set your goal. You set yourself both what? Personal and professional success. Now, our Mr. Michael Williams, I know that you know everything about the business. So in this 2025, what does it mean by turn in and turn out when it comes to on passive? Mr. Michael, my brother.
Is he back, sister, or did you see vision? Okay, okay. All right.
He's listening. He's here.
Yes. Well, the short answer is to take a listen to the live that we did on Friday with, with Julie and myself, because we spoke about tuning in and tuning out, as a matter of fact. But you know, the thing is this, folks, right? As I've said it, many times, life is about choices, right? And so we made the choice to be involved with this company. We made a choice, and I still 100% believe it was the right choice. Okay, it still is the right choice, that we've made. But in life, we get to choose what we tune into and what we tune out of, right? We get to choose, okay? And so we can choose to tune in to all the positive things that is available to us where on passive is concerned, right? For example, tuning in to this particular webinar that we're on right now. So whether you're experiencing it live, or you may, experience it via recording, right? As well as the other webinars that you mentioned, Dr. Benny, that are going on, that people should tune into. Again, if this is something that's important to you, if you want to stay, close to those who are like-minded, like yourself, that made the right decision to get involved in this company, then this is where you talk about the focus and the purpose and the alignment, right? To be able to tune in to what makes sense. A lot of people tend to tune in to negativity. They tend to tune in what's out there. They tend to tune in to people who don't know. Like if I have a legal problem, right? Who am I going to listen to? Who am I going to tune into, right? Who am I going to align myself with? Would it not be a lawyer, an advocate? You know what I mean? Uh, Somebody can help me. Someone that can actually bring facts to the table. Someone that actually know, about legal matters. You understand me? Like that's who I'm going to tune into. I'm not going to go to my barber, right? And you say, well, okay, well, seriously, you have a barber? Right? I'm not going to go to my barber. I'm not going to go to my hairdresser. I'm not going to go to my, even my spouse, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to where the information is. I'm gonna go to where people are also focused on the same activity, right? Or the same journey that I'm on. That's where I'm going to go. It only makes sense. You know what I mean? If I want to, become a great basketball player, like who am I gonna follow? Who am I gonna align myself with? I'm gonna go to that guy who can't even dribble the ball, or that person who is a 10% free throw shooter. You know what I mean? They shoot 15% from the 3-point line. Like that's what I'm gonna align myself with? Of course not. You understand? Right? And so that's what people need to do going forward, 2025 and beyond, right? Stay in the now. Stay with those that are going on the same journey as yourself, right? Stay with those, who are also focused on this journey. Stay with those that are positive about the journey that we're on. Why am I going to go listen to somebody or align myself with someone that says, "Oh, on passive is done. Oh, on passive is over. On passive not going to work out." Oh, like why? Why would I? It doesn't make any sense. Logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense at all, right? So where should my focus lie? You understand me? That's the question we have to ask ourselves, right? And so again, if you believe, right, based upon all that you've experienced over the past 6.5 years, right? So whether it's 4 years, 5 years, whatever, right? Based upon the time that you've been involved and the experience you've had by being around our CEO, by listening to him. I mean, you should be able to draw conclusions from that. You should be able to walk away saying, you know what? Can I trust this person? Does this person sound like a trustworthy individual? Does this person sound like they're sincere? Is this person really serious when they say do it or die? Or are they just yanking my chain? You know what I mean? Is this just a facade? You know what I mean? Is this just some deep fake nonsense? We should be able to draw a proper conclusion from all of this, right? That's how we should make the decisions in life, right? And so I think going forward, 2025, we just need more of that. You know what I mean? Again, it doesn't mean that, oh well, I'm not going to go to my job. Well, your job pays the bills, right? So if your job pays your bills, obviously you're going to be focused on your job. You know what I mean? But you know what? Your job is going to create a legacy for your job is not going to put you in a place where you have total freedom. It just isn't. Because if that was the case, none of us would be involved in this company or any other company for that matter. We would just focus on our jobs and that's it. But there's a reason why we're looking at elsewhere. There's a reason why we're looking at alternatives. There's a reason for that. It's because the job that we have is not suffice. Do you understand? So, once we realize that and recognize that fact, then again, we go back to what we talked about earlier, being intentional in your decision making, intentional with who you associate yourself with. You got to be intentional about that too. Intentional with who your friends are. You know what I mean? Right? You have to be, right? And so when we put that all together, we realize that, folks, we're still in great shape. We really are. You know what I mean? If it takes you, think about this. Most people, they work for 40 years, between 85, 65, right? So whether it's, 30 to, 70, whatever. Most people work 40 years of their lives. And at the end of that, what do they have? Nothing. Most people have nothing at the end of that. They don't, right? It's not like say, well, I've worked 40 years and now I'm living a good life. Oh, retirement is fantastic. So many people are struggling during the years. So many. It's not like, oh, just a handful of people. Oh, I'm just the unlucky one. No. Majority of people are. You understand me? They're struggling. That we see, oh yeah, they're going south, they're going to Florida, they're going to the Caribbean. You know what I mean? They're in life. They're probably, gone back home to Africa, wherever, they're living the good life. That's a handful of people. That's the few. That's not the majority. You understand? It's not the majority. So something is wrong with that picture. And that's what people have to get. Stop being stuck, right? Stop being stuck in that old mindset. You understand? People have to realize that there is a better way. And yes, having your own business is a better way than that 9 to 5 job. Because if you have, say you have your business, let's say on passive starts 10 years to start. Just say, let's just play with this. 10 years, right? And then for the next 10 years, it's nothing but bliss, financial bliss. You understand me? You're reaping the rewards. Things are great. It's just fantastic. You wipe out all your debts. You're able to travel where you want to travel. You're able to buy what car you want to buy. You're able to live where you want to live. All of that fancy stuff, right? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth go through 10 years of pain? Would it be worth it? You understand me? Right? I have a good friend of mine, actually is a professor at one of the Canadian universities. And again, it was a struggle for her, right? Going through and, doing her thesis and all this fancy stuff. And you know what I mean? But it was worth it in the end. You know what I mean? It was worth it to see her walking across stage, getting that degree, all of that stuff, and then getting a job at, the university as a professor. You know what I mean? It was worth it, right? So I'm saying sometimes you're gonna go through this pain and all of that stuff, but in the end, it's worth it. You said when people lift weights, you think it's like, oh yeah, this is great. Oh, this is fun. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. For most people, no. A lot of time it's painful. It's like, oh, my legs ache. Oh, when I did biceps today, and oh, my bicep is just like sore, and you know what I mean? My back is sore because I did some. You understand me? You go through pain, but then you look at the results like, oh, this is the before picture, this is the after picture. You understand me, folks? Sometimes you go through that, right? And so we've gone through some pain with our business. It's reality. We've gone through some pain. Some people have really, really struggled financially. You understand me? And they were struggling financially before on passive, right? They were struggling, and they came into on passive hoping that, oh man, this is going to change, my life around, right? Financially. Okay, and that has not happened as yet. It doesn't mean it's not going to, though. Like, beauty of it doesn't mean it's not going to, right? So as long as we have that hope, as long as we can focus for 2025 and just, being intentional about having positive things in our lives, being positive. You know what? I'm gonna go through 2025 and I'm gonna be positive about everything in my life. And let's just see what the outcome is. Let's just see, right, what actually happens, because now I've changed the way I think. I changed the way I think. I'm only going to think positive. I'm going to surround myself with positive people. I'm only going to align myself with positive people and positive things. Everything that I do is going to be about positivity. Let's try that. I've not done it last year, and I didn't do it the year before, and so on. Let me just try it. Let me just switch let's just flip the switch, right? And just see what happens. I promise you, great things is going to happen for you if you do just that. Just that. So to me, that's the focus. That's where we're gonna, come together and say, you know what? I'm going to be intentional about accomplishing this for 2025, right? And then we'll see what we're gonna tune into, right? And then tune out from the garbage, right? It's like you're watching TV and you can choose what you watch on TV. Like you're sitting there watching, like, oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, you know what I mean? Like certain things I watch, like some people don't like blood, for example, right? And maybe there's a surgery being performed and they're watching it or whatever, and it's like they're covering their eyes and all these things, right? You tune out of what you don't like. It's simple. Like it's, you know what I mean? Some people just sit there and they don't like it, but they're still watching it. You know what I mean? It's like if somebody's poking you, right? They're like poking you, and it's painful. Like, do you just sit there and just continue to take the pain? Or do you do something about it? You understand me? So when you're intentional about life, folks, a lot of good things happen, right? And a lot of good things will happen for you in 2025. I honestly believe that. You know what I mean? I honestly believe that 2025, a lot of great things. And oh, you said it in 2024. You said it. Listen, sometimes we have to make adjustments, and I believe the adjustments are being made so that we can actually reap the rewards this year. You understand? So be receptive, be open-minded, right? And stay focused on the journey that we started on, because we're not done yet. We're not done yet. All right, Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much, Brother Michael. I really appreciate it. But there's one thing that you said, Queen, patient, I'll be back. I'm coming back to you. You say at the ending that a lot of people work for 40 years and at the end they earn nothing. They earn nothing. But I do believe that it's because, yes, they are not saving. If they were saving, they would earn something. A lot of people don't want to save.
Dr. Benny,
Yeah.
let me tell you this.
Please.
There isn't one person on this planet that has saved consistently for 20 years. Not one person. That's 100% factual. Not one person has saved consistently for 20 years. Not one. Okay. So
if you go to the 401k program and work that they cut it directly, at some point you have the right to opt out, and people do that. So it's
listen, there are people, okay, there are people that have retirement savings. Like, don't get me wrong, right? But when they're ready to retire, the amount that they were expecting is not there, so they can't afford to retire, right? For example, okay, they got their money invested in stocks, mutual funds, etc. Okay, and again, the market goes up, the market goes down. You don't know what the condition of the market is going to be when you decide to retire. Not because it's great now doesn't mean it's going to be great 10 years from now when you retire, right? Not because it's bad now doesn't mean that it's going to be great 10 years. You understand me? You don't know, right? So when you get there, there are people, it's like, oh, but my account used to be $1 million. Now it's only 600,000. My portfolio went down by $400,000. So the person's saying that, well, my plan to retire was based upon me having $1 million. Because I have it, I can't afford to retire now. I need to continue to work and contribute more or whatever. You understand me? Or hope that the market goes up and then build back up again, etc. Now, so it may take me an extra 5 years to retire, or extra 3 years to retire, whatever the case may be. The point is, most people that go that, they're willing. It's a choice. They're willing to go 30 years, 40 years, whatever the case may be, getting up every day, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, week after week, month after month, year after year. They're willing to go through all of that. And to me, that's torture. That's painful. That's just my personal opinion, right? And they go through all of that, and then they join a business that all they have to do is just sit back, relax, and be patient. And they can't be patient for that. That's the comparison. That's the point I'm trying to make. You understand me? Absolutely, there's some folks who are great savers and all of that. You know what I mean? And may have a good investment advisor and what have you. Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. Of course it does, right? But when we talk about the majority of people, that's what we're not talking about the 1%ers or even the 5%ers. We're talking about the 95%ers. You understand? I mean, that's who I'm talking about. The 95%ers don't have anything. When they retire, they don't. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, right? So in other words, you paycheck from that person and they can't pay the bills the next month because they don't have no money saved in the bank, right? Talk to people that you personally know and just ask them. Be nosy and ask about their business. Say, hey, how much money do you have in the bank right now? You understand? And if they're truthful, they're not going to say, "Oh yeah, I got 100,000 sitting in the bank." They're not going to say, "Oh, I have 6 months saved for emergency," because they don't have it. Take away their credit cards and see how they live. You understand me? Take away their credit cards and see how they live. Right? People be like, "Time to file bankruptcy. Time to file bankruptcy." That's what would happen for most people. Not everybody, but most people. That's just the reality, folks. Right? So when you have an opportunity to something that can change your life, you got to jump on it, right? And that's what we did when we jumped into Unpassive. We saw it. People thought, "Oh, you're crazy. Why would you do that?" Blah, 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 blah. And we decided to jump in. Sometimes it's okay to be foolish. Sometimes it is. Somebody else may think you're foolish, but the reality is you weren't foolish for getting involved in Unpassive. No, not at all. Not because it hasn't happened as yet, not because it hasn't materialized, doesn't mean that, oh, that was a wrong decision, bad decision. What have you lost? Think about it. What lost? It's not like, oh, that business that I put 10 grand in and my 10 grand is gone. There's no coming back. There's no future to it. That's not what Unpassive is. oh, that business I put 50,000 in and that 50,000 is gone because the person took off with my 50 grand and there's no hope of me getting anything back. There are people that put millions of dollars into stuff and millions of dollars gone, right? The name that comes to mind is and then the name came, then it just slipped me.
Bitcoin.
That is too funny, right? But there are a lot of investments out there, let's say, okay, that people put millions of dollars, millions. You understand me? That they put, okay, and gone. So again, we're not talking because people like to look at, you know, like the average person, you know, the person that, you know, put in, you know, they spent 1,000 here or 5,000 there or $100 there or whatever. But no, we're talking about people who are CEOs of company. We're talking about people who are business owners, people who own billionaires, folks. Okay, billionaires who basically invested hundreds of millions of dollars and lost it. That's reality, right? Because people tend to, oh, well, because you had no sense, or because you know what I mean? Sense. You have people who are financially savvy, you understand me? And they lost money and they got scammed and all of these fancy stuff. What we're talking about is that what we're in, what we got into, and for what we put out, the rewards is far greater than not being involved. You understand me? Far greater. And so what? Think about this. Let's say you put aside, you know, $1,000. You went to your bank and say, okay, Mr. Banker, Mrs. Banker, here's $1,000. I want you to invest it for me. And, you know, I'm going to come knocking on your door 30 years from now and see what that amount is going to be. Do you think that's going to make you financially free? If you took $1,000 and you let it sit there with your banker, right, your investment broker, whomever, right, for 30 years, you think that money's going to make you financially free? Absolutely not, folks. Absolutely not. You understand me? Right? So I mean, we have to put things into perspective. Now I can't even talk. Right? Yeah. The bottom line is that we have to look at this and say, you know what? What's the alternative? What's the alternative? Because I know a lot of people went out there and they tried A and they tried B and tried C and they tried D. And all those things was just, you know, the grass is greener on the other side adventures. Let's just call it that. You understand? That's just reality, folks. Right? And I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at people for trying because we talk about that. You have to keep trying, you have to keep going. You understand me? But the reality is when it comes to this business, we're still in good shape. We are. We have to understand that. That's important, right? Because if we weren't in good shape, folks, what are we doing here? Why are we having this conversation right now? Don't I have nothing better to go do? Right? You understand me? But we're having this conversation. Why? Because the dream is still alive, folks. Hope is real when it comes to this business. We have a CEO that is still there. You understand me? He's still there. So if he's still there, hope is still alive. Okay. So let's just continue to stay focused for 2025 and beyond, knowing that we will succeed with this. That's all.
I want to appreciate you. I mean, you're making me, well, to jump, but I don't know, those who are listening, I hope you guys are listening, that Unpassive is here to stay. If it wasn't, I don't think our Mr. Michael Williams will be here. I don't think he will. But because he knows about businesses and he knows about our CEO, the importance, because our CEO stated that either I do or I die, right? He has the love for humanity. Mr. Michael Williams, thank you so much. I will be quiet, but I'm going to ask Dr. Patient Ajongwen, could you please proceed before I can ask Queen Yvonne to proceed?
I don't even know what my question is anymore.
Gee.
But there's wow, today has been really fired up. And as I said, every time my brother come here, he says something that is like somebody says, speak to her. You know, every year, and I said, this chicken today, you have vegetables, and I convinced myself. So one really, really brilliant guy said that we are all liars. And most of the time we lie to ourselves. And if we really think without doing things intentionally, we tend to lie to ourselves. And I'm one of them when it comes to this my wellness journey. I'll say, God, today let this deep fried chicken be called vegetables. Anyway, but throughout this journey, I'm getting better to be intentional with my health. I'm a very like kind of healthy person in the sense I don't take medication. I don't believe in it, but we know there's time for it. Please don't go and say you're not taking your medication, okay? When there's acute situation, you need medication. Don't say doctor, patient say don't take medication. That's not what I'm saying. But we have to be intentional about keeping ourselves healthy. I was going to run my question in something like this. What I've come across great people, and our CEO is one of them. You have people that are out with a vision to bring something that's going to uplift the greater mass. Because you had when Abraham Michael talked about working 40 years, retiring, and some of us will not retire. And I know after the market dropped so down in 2018, my retirement plan was off the window, right? I think that thing was lost about how many percent. A lot of people that were going to retire that year, I met a lot of them from Walmart. Please, there's dignity in labor, okay? But they became greeters in Walmart. These are people that have worked hard for 20, 40 years. And instead of sitting and enjoying their so-called retirement, they had to go and take this greeter job in Walmart. I had to go to them, I interviewed them, and the idea was like, the way things are going, either I will not retire or they kick me out. I might have to go and be one of those greeters in Walmart because I still need to pay my bills. So yes, is it because I did not think about saving? Is it because I did not do what I'm supposed to do? Not really. Life sometimes, right? And I'm trying to stay out of current credit card balance. That's just debt. That's not money, please. Thank you, Brian Michael, for reminding us. So my question is that you have a lot of people, even in politics, in medicine, in business, that will come with an idea to really uplift the greater humanity. And what you have happened is that you have people that are there for their selfish reason in those variety of different areas. They will be fighting to make sure that they don't succeed. If you go to politics in Africa, any leader that emerged free from the colonial slavery that happens now is modernized, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. We call it global south, whatever they want to call it. The leaders there are puppet leaders that are put there. I'm not a politician. I'm not ever going to be in politics. They're put there for our Western colonial masters to continue getting what they need. Okay, whenever somebody wants to evolve, they want to fight them. And I see that has happened to Unpassive. My question to Prime Michael is that, and typically those leaders or those people, even in pharmaceuticals, you see they'll shut people down when they come in with cure for diabetes, for example. Because they don't want us to get cure for diabetes, right? Because they make a lot of money from all the insulin and what's that one called? Metformin kill your liver, you get a kidney, you have to go and get an ambulance medication for your kidney. Anyway, say vicious cycle, all know that that's not the reason. The question is, when you see people want to evolve to help those causes, those that are benefiting, want to bring them down. And I see that it's happening on Passive. And it is happening because the nucleus or the populace that supported that guy, there's a gap. They open this hole for them to come through. This is to come through. How can you help us? Because right now for Unpassive, all the founders are actually that population. What can you advise us to stay focused so we don't open that gap for that negativity to come and destroy what a great man has taken that strive to say, I'll do it or die, to build for our greatest purpose? I know a lot of people, but it's 5 years. But it's been 2018. We have all said that it is a journey. I went to school. It took me how many years to get a PhD, which I'm not still financially free from it, from that degree, right? I still have to struggle to pay, make ends meet. How do you help us? Because a lot of people have lost interest, you said so. A lot of people are still there, and some of them in the fence. We know about Bitcoin. The people that went in, I didn't go in. Some of them lost their whole Bitcoin because they never knew what their wallet address was. So they did not make that millions because They got tired. There's something now coming, another coin coming called Pi. A lot of people have lost mining. And they say, oh, do your KYC now. They don't know what they did because they got tired. We're tired easily as a people. So can you help us on perseverance to keep that fire? And today I see the fire started in this fire chat, burning so that we don't lose when the time comes. So that we don't sit there and 10 years later, when people have really harvested from unpassive and something came and go, oh, I used to be in that. It happened? Can you help us? Not to be that people that say it happens. What is your advice? I feel like a lot from you. Trust me, I'm getting into things. I was a 9 to 5, just wanted to go to my work, come back and get my paycheck. I realized I'll be working till that, but I don't want to do that. So can you help us to stay focused? Yeah, advice. Thank you, Michael.
I think it comes back to us knowing what we have. It comes back to that. It comes back to knowing what you have, right? If you don't know what you have, then it's very easy to walk away from it, right? You know, when you don't know what you have, right? Now, let me see if I can help by using numbers, right, for example, okay? So we know there's like 1.4 million account holders, okay? Let's use it, let's say it that way, okay? Because obviously we know, you know, some folks have, you know, more than one account, etc. Right? So there's one holders, right? Now, realistically, how many customers do you think that this company can generate over time? Whether it be 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, you know, because it's important to you know, and this is why I love numbers, I guess, right? Because numbers, okay. You know, so let's just do a little bit of math, just to help us understand what we have, what is realistic, right? And so we know that the vast majority of people around the world, we're talking, you know, let's be conservative and say over 6 billion. Okay, that's with a B, Bob, right? Over 6 billion people around the world, right? If you can take those 6 billion, right? So obviously we're including babies and, you know, everyone in that number, right? But if you take every single person, right? And even if you want to say, well, let's take out the babies because they don't work, okay? And let's take out the young ones, them, you know, that's under 18 because, you know, they're not working. It doesn't matter what number you use. The point is there's billions with a B, billions of people, right, that are around the world, that if they received, you know, $30,000 a year, let's say they had a business and that business was providing them with 30,000 US dollars a year, would they be happy? Right? Let's be real. Would they be happy? Okay. And the answer is yes. Not because, you know, you live in Texas, right? Or New York or California. And for you, you know, $30,000 a year would just not help you, right? Okay, just you though. Okay, you're the minority. Okay, majority of people, the bulk of the people around this planet, if they receive 30,000 US dollars a year, they would be so happy. Okay, and I want you to think, just think of, you know, let's use Africa. Just think of your country, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Cameroon, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, whatever the country is. Just think of your country, right? What you know of your country. Okay? Just think of them and think of the people back home. If they received $30,000 US dollars a year, okay, would they be happy? Would that help their situation? Would they have a quality of life? Just think about that, okay? 30,000. We're not going to talk about 300,000. We're not going to talk about 3 million. We're just talking about $30,000 a year. Think about that. All right. Now, so I believe all of us are in agreement that people around the world, whether they're in the continent of Africa, whether they're in the continent of Europe, whether they're in Asia, doesn't matter where they are around the world, okay? The majority of people, if they received $30,000 per year, they would be happy, correct? All right. So let's move forward now. So I said that there's 1.4 million, okay? 1.4 million people that or account holders anyways, right? That's in on passive, right? So is it realistic to think that the company will be able to generate 100 customers? Just 100 customers. We're not going to say 1,000. We're not going to say 10,000. We're not going to even say 500. Just 100. Okay, and that doesn't mean that's 100 in 1 month. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. It could be 2 years. Whatever. 100 customers. Okay. So if the company did that and you have 1.4 million account holders, all that simply means, folks, okay, you just take 1.4 million and then you're going to multiply that by 100. That's just 140, right? That's 140 million customers. Okay. Is that realistic? Could this company generate that many customers? Right? Is it realistic? Is that a realistic number? Or is this some hyped up pie in the sky number that we're talking about? Right? The answer is, of course, it's realistic. Right? Look at Facebook. Facebook has what? Over 3 billion with a B? We're not saying 1 billion customers. We're not saying 500 million. We're not even saying 200 million. We're just saying 140 million. That's if each account holder 100 okay, Dr. Benny, you got 100 customers. Okay, you understand me? Dr. Patience, you got 100 customers. Okay, Carlton, you got 100 customers. Yvonne, you have 100 customers. Okay, that's all we're saying, folks. That is not difficult to achieve, especially if you have something that there's a demand for. Okay, now we know when we're using O Connect, okay, we all loved it, didn't we? You know what I mean? Right? If I had that right now to use, I'll be so happy because I don't like Zoom. Okay. Okay. Right. And I won't go into all the reasons, but the point is I don't like it. Okay. So if we had O Connect, no problem. Okay. And if you're gonna give me and that's just one product. If you're gonna give me that, and it's gonna be more cost effective, I'm gonna get more value, you know what I mean, etc. Right? I'm in. I believe that you would have at least 140 million people that would be in. Just from that alone. Never mind anything else. Just that alone. Okay? So now we agree that 100 customers is realistic. We agree that $30,000 a year for anyone, no matter where they are on this planet, right? For 6 billion plus people around, they'll be fine. They're going to be in good shape, right? We agree with all that. Okay. All right. Customers, right? Now we don't know what they'll buy. They may buy one product. They may, okay. But let's just say, right? And I know this number's been floating around, so I'm going to use it. You're generating $25, okay, from each of those customers' purchase. So whether they purchase 3, your net is $25, or they purchase one product and your net is $25. Doesn't matter how many products they purchase. We're just going to use $25 because, again, that is realistic, folks. It's realistic. Okay, dollars, and you multiply that by 100 customers, that's $2,500 a month. Okay, and then when you multiply that, right, by 12 months, okay, that's $30,000 a year. You understand? Right? So again, we agreed that if someone, okay, or the majority of people around the world, if they got $30,000 a year coming from it, they're not working 40 hours a week for that money. That's important. They are not working 40 hours a week for that money. They have a business. The business is generating this income for them. Okay? So now you've got $30,000 a year or $2,500 a month coming in. So think of someone in some village somewhere in Nigeria, okay? And they're getting $2,500 a month coming to them. Think of somebody in some village in Ghana and they're getting $2,500 a month. Think of somebody that's in Trinidad and they're getting $2,500 a month. You understand me, folks? Think of somebody that's in Papua New Guinea. Think of somebody, right, that's in Vietnam, right? You understand me? Right? Somebody that's in Brazil, right? Even somebody in Canada that's getting $2,500 a month that they're not working 40 hours a week to receive. Somebody that's in New York City, they live in Manhattan, okay? And they've got millions of dollars. I promise you, that person, if they're getting $2,500 a month coming in that they are not exchanging their time for, that person says, yep, I'm in. That is good. Yes, those numbers, thank you very much. They will take that all day long. You understand? Right? So when you start to put things into perspective and understand what you have in your hands, how do you lose focus? Not because I went and got a second job doesn't mean I lost focus on passive. Not because I went and got a third job doesn't mean I lost focus on passive. You understand me? Like we have to understand that, folks, right? It doesn't mean that you lost focus. It just simply means that you're doing what you need to do to pay your bills. You're doing what you need to do so you still have a roof over your head. You understand? You're to do so that the bank don't come and says, hey, we're taking that house back from you. You guys are out, kicking you out. You know what I mean? You're putting you into foreclosure. You understand? People have to do what they have to do. You understand me? Until such time, right? But at the end of the day is that when you put things into perspective, right? And you see that 1.4 million account holders and all the company did, nothing more. All they did was to help you generate 100 customers. That's not a big number, folks. 140 million customers, that's nothing. It's nothing. WhatsApp has more than that. You understand, by itself, right? Think about that. Like really, really think about that. Right? If you yourself right now add an extra $2,500 coming in month after month after month, right now, how would that impact your life? Would that make a difference? And I don't care what kind of lifestyle you're living. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're making $1 million a year. If you had $2,500 coming in a month, there are people who have $100,000 sitting inside a bank account somewhere, and they're not making $2,500 a month. You understand? They're not making that a month, right? So think about that. Imagine you have $100,000, right? And you say, here, Mr. Banker, here, Mrs. Banker, here's my $100,000. Go make me some money. And they come back to you and say, okay, you know what? This is what we're able to do for you. It's not going to be $2,500, not even close to that number. That's just the reality, folks. You understand? And yet you have a business, and we're just, playing with numbers. That's all. We have a business, and this business is generating just that's it. That's all, right? I know we've talked about bigger numbers, and we're just trying to put things, nice and simple, help people to understand what they have in their hands, and to say, are you crazy? Why would you leave that? Why would you forget about that? Why would you walk away? Are you kidding me? Who does that? The person who does that is the person who doesn't have any sense.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so when we put things, and we agreed that 30,000 a year, people will be happy with that. We agreed at 100 customers, that's realistic. You understand me? We agreed at $25 a month, right, to generate from a customer. That's realistic, folks, right? When you think about it, right? That's realistic, okay? So the bottom line is if you know this and you believe it, why wouldn't you hold on to it? You know what I mean? Sometimes you have a stock that's not performing and you say, you know what? From now it may perform, you know. So let me just kind of leave it alone. I'm still going to hold on to it, but keep it within my portfolio. I believe in having a portfolio, by the way. Okay, you need to have a portfolio, right? Meaning more than one thing's in your basket, right? For example, a lot of people have jobs. You have a job, but you have on passive in your basket, right? It's more than one thing, isn't it? Some people have two jobs in that basket, right? And so on. Okay. It's important for people to understand that. That's how life works, folks, right? That's real life. That's real talk. That's how we should look at things. Okay. And that's how we should approach on passive, right? Recognize it for what it is. Now, I'm not even going to talk about some people, I won't call no names, that have 5 accounts, 10 accounts, blah, blah, blah. I ain't going to talk about those people, right? Because then you'd have to multiply that by, you know, what we just talked about, okay? We're just talking about person got 1 account. This is what's happening for them. This is what it's going to do. Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Oh, it took 7 years. Oh, it took 8 years. Would it be worth it that all of a sudden now it's generating you $2,500 every single month? Would it be worth it? Right? People spend, you know, a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, even $1 million to get a McDonald's franchise, only to see it return back to them $60,000 a year. Net profit. Not gross, but net profit. You understand? And they will tell you, oh, that was a great investment. Okay, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, do you have $1 million to go buy a McDonald's franchise? Right? So that you can get $5,000 a month net profit? Right? Or is it smarter? Is it smarter to have spent $97? Is it smarter to spend a few $100s and to see that my business is now paying off? My business is now generating back to me $2,500 or more each month. You understand, folks? That's how you have to look at things. That's how I look at things, right? Okay, what's my outlay? What am I putting out of my pocket? And then what is it going to bring back to me? Simple. It's not, you know, it don't have to be complicated. Nice and simple. This is what I put out of my pocket, and this is what's coming back to me. Thank you very much. If I like what's coming back to me, then I'm happy. But sometimes it takes time for that to pay off, though. You understand? Again, going back to Bitcoins. Okay, somebody went and they bought some few Bitcoins when it was $1, right? And they kept it. They said, you know what? I don't know where this thing's gonna go. I don't know if it's any good. I don't even know if it's even real. But I'm willing to risk $100. Right? So $100, they saw it for $1. So that gave them what? 100 coins, right? If, and I'm not saying that they did, but if they kept it all the way until now, right? So 15 years later, right? 15 years, folks, not 6.5. 15 years later, right? Guess what happened? Those 100 coins at $100,000 per coin. Huh? How much is that? $10 million? 10 million. Right? All because they had a little bit of vision, all because they had a little bit of hope, all because they had a little bit of faith. They didn't have a whole bunch of faith. They didn't have a whole bunch of vision. I wouldn't necessarily call them a visionary. You understand me? They said, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Right? Let's just see what happens. It's $100 out of my pocket. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Oh, here's a couple $100 out of my. Let's see what happens. Because we spend that money in a flash on things that are not fruitful, right? Come on now. okay, those of you who are married, if you take your spouse out for dinner, how much is it going to cost you? Like, proper, let's say proper, to a nice restaurant, okay? Right? To a nice restaurant. You understand me? How much do you think it's going to cost you? I'm going to suggest to you that if it cost you less than $300, it wasn't much of a nice restaurant. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. Of course, it depends on where you are in the world, all that fancy stuff. Okay? I get it. Right? But you understand me though, folks? You see what I'm getting at though? You know what I mean?
I do.
In Canada, for example, in Toronto, if you took your spouse to the CN Tower, the revolving restaurant, for example, okay, it's not good. It's going to cost you more than $300. Let's just say that much.
Yes.
Okay, if you go to Arbor Castle,
Yes.
okay, the revolving restaurant there, same, it's going to cost you more than that.
Yes.
Okay, and there's a few other restaurants that if you go there, it's gonna. You understand me?
Uh-huh.
So if you took them to, and that's just one night. That's not even a night. It's literally for a couple hours.
Exactly. 1 or 2 hours.
And that money's gone. And then food is gone out of your belly in less than 24 hours. So you see what I'm saying that though, folks? So was it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. I don't care if it takes 7 years, 7.5 years, whatever, right? The point is, right? We all want it to be like yesterday. Yeah, again, don't get me wrong. Of course we do. We wish it would happen 3 years ago, but it didn't though. So what we're gonna do? Cry about it? No. You know what I mean? We dust ourselves off. We brace ourselves. We move forward, knowing that hey, we have something that's there. Isn't that what people do when people go in and they put the money into their 401k? Are they expecting to get that money back in 5 years? 10 years, you know what I mean? The reward, is that what they're looking for? You understand? Usually long term, right? You understand me? Again, same thing. Invest in your education. So you send your kids off to university, blah, 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 right? Okay, at least 4 years to get a bachelor's, no? You understand me? So it didn't happen right away, right? Okay, nowadays, you probably have to get a master's to get any real job out there that's going to be worthwhile. Okay, so now, 5 or 6 years in total, right? You understand me? Oh, well, I want to go do this. I want to be a psychologist. Well, okay, you're going to need a PhD for that. You understand me? And so on and so forth. The point is, folks, did you make a right decision? Was it a good decision to get involved in this company? And the answer is a resounding yes, yes, yes. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like I said, put your best foot forward and then you live with the results. The results are going to be good. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. In the end. Okay? In the end. All right? Okay. I hope that answered your question, Dr. P.
Oh my goodness.
I think
Oh, that was a good reminder. That was a good reminder. And I think truly it's not the time that we wait, it's how we value what we have. I don't really think it's now, it doesn't look like, from what you just said, it's not the time.
Yeah.
It's what we value.
It's not on passive. On passive is not what we want. It's not on passive. And it's not the money. It's not on passive and it's not the money. You understand me? But you have to have on passive in order to get the money, in order to get what you really want.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
That's how that works. Okay, you need a vehicle to get you the money so that you can actually get the end result, which is ultimately what you're looking for. I'm looking for, financial freedom, total freedom. I'm looking for a new car. I'm looking for, to pay for my kids' school fees, blah blah blah, whatever. There's something that you're looking to travel. There's something that you're looking for that you want in your life that is there right now. Okay, and that's what you're looking for. So that's what you focus on. Don't focus on passive. Don't focus on the money. Focus on what you're looking for. Keep that in front of you. You understand me? When you make your dream board or whatever it is that you do, right? It's not on passive. No, you know what I mean? Putting, okay, there's me on the boat. There's me, sitting on the beach and blah, blah, right? That's what you're painting. That's the picture you're painting. That's the masterpiece. You understand me? And then, okay, here's the vehicle. So how do you get this masterpiece, right? Oh, I got to here to there Okay, there. All right, now we got it. You understand, folks?
Thank you, Brother Michael. That was brilliant. I saw all of us were so paying attention a lot.
Yes.
Because a lot of people have lost opportunity or the vehicle, as you call it, because we did not understand the value of the vehicle. And because of that, we lost patient and they were lost big. But I'm going to be here, true to it, and stay the course. Thank you. I hope that helps somebody too today.
It did. Thank you, Dr. Patience. The only time I'm leaving is I have to see Michael Williams leaving, then I'm gone too. But apart from that,
you just took that out of my mouth.
You got a Canada plan?
Oh dear.
The next day I'm gone as well because I know that you've given up and you've given up after putting it the best thing. And I mean, that's what you're asking us to do. I'm just going to go right into now. Nobody asked me to speak, but Michael, what you're describing is leadership, right? Personal leadership. That's what people need to have, right? They make the decisions intentionally and they stick with it. That's what it's all about. With anything. We're talking about unpassive here, but we're talking about with anything that you mean to do. And people shy away from this word leader and leadership because just because I speak the way you do, I write like that, but I do get what you're saying. And I'm a leader. I'm a leader. You're a leader. We're all leaders. Our CEO said that from day one. GMT says good webinars that say that. And to another point, what you just described there, the difference that even a small amount of what the global north would appreciate. Marty and Chris, they're doing a whole series now on that. And when you see what some countries, how their lives would change there with something like $250 a month or $800 US, they're doing everything in US, of course. And I mean, if anybody goes and they watch those series, it's way around the world now. They must have done quite a few dozens countries now. It will really reinforce to us what we have. And so anybody who wants to go and do that, just look for Marty and Chris. It's on YouTube. They're not hiding it. And they really do a good job of the figures. Maybe not as good as Michael does, I don't know. But they certainly have that going on. So that's my 2 cents worth. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne Finn. I know that you are monitoring the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Williams, for everything, for the question and answers. But Queen Yvonne Finn, is there any question on the chat for him?
I see a lot of kudos, but let me read. I know that you wrote something, but you already spoke to him about that. So Brother Momadou says, thank you, Brother Michael, for your continuous empowering. Really, we are very fortunate to be in Unpassive and to have you in our midst. We are grateful and blessed. It says, thank you, Michael, for enriching and positioning us in understanding and managing our business life. We appreciate and love you. And Queen Carla says, yes, our unpassive dream is still alive. So true, Brother Michael. And she thanks him. And there's quite a few messages. Let me go on down. That's you saying. And Dr. Doris says, thanks to you all, love and blessings. And let's see. Dr. Benny says to our magnificent Mr. Michael Williams, thank you for installing knowledge and inspiring us affiliates to reach for the stars. Respectfully, lots of love. I think that's it for now, Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne Finn. I was expecting for people to ask questions, and I have been asking people to come and attend this particular webinar, knowing that we have our real and only Mr. Michael Williams here, because he understands the business part of Unpassive. I was expecting you guys to ask questions. No, are you guys kidding?
Well, I have a question, Dr. Benny.
Proceed, my sister. Are you serious?
It's a simple question, and I think we've gone over it before. But, Brother Michael, I'm saying that active, because patients can be both active and passive, but we're talking about active patients is often described as the ability to stay purposefully engaged and proactive while awaiting a desired outcome. We can agree on that, right? But in our society now, where everything is microwave, we want it instantaneously, where results are highly results. How do you personally practice active patience to balance the urgency of now with the long-term vision? And how can we as a team ensure that our culture within OnPassive remains supportive and rewarding? And I believe that was kind of touched on. Supportive and rewarding of the process of staying diligent and intentional, even when the success doesn't come immediately. How can we do that? And how can we support one another? And how do you do it in your business, for instance?
Well, again, everything is about people.
Yeah.
And we're all different, different backgrounds, different walks of life, different situations, etc.
True.
Right? Life as a way of stealing your joy. Right?
Yes.
You're excited about something, and you can't wait, the anticipation, and then when
Yep.
it doesn't happen when you thought it was going to happen, it's like, oh,
Mhm.
here we go again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And as we mentioned earlier, the self-doubt creeps in, and oh, I knew I wasn't going to, make it. I knew this wasn't going to happen. I knew this was too good to be true. Blah blah blah
Yep.
blah.
Yeah.
Right? And so we basically sell ourselves all the way out of the business.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we have to, again, intentions. You have to be proactive in
Yes.
guarding your mind. You
Yes.
understand? You have to be, right?
Yes.
We're bombarded with so many things. Like I said, we're in a microwave world right now where everything is now, 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 now.
Yep.
Instant. It's like, oh, on to the next, right? It's like you
Mhm.
join a business. Oh, I didn't make no money. Well, how long were you in? I was in there for 30 days. Okay, you didn't make any money? Nah. And then you quit? Yeah. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's people's attitude, right? People's like, you guys are still in on positive, like 6.5 years, and I'm getting paid that, and you're still there? Are you
And
crazy?
now I get
What's wrong with you? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's the alternative? And it's, oh, well, if you join this or if you join that. Okay, but
Mhm. Mhm.
and we've seen so many businesses that have come and gone in the past 6.5 years.
Yes.
Like
Many,
they
many, many.
come and gone. And we've seen so many people have lost money.
Many,
You
many, many.
understand? Right? So are you telling me that's the better way? That's what I should have done instead of on passive?
Mhm.
At least I have a fixed expense. I know
Yeah.
exactly what I put out of my pocket.
Mhm.
It was affordable. It's still affordable. It did not, send me to, foreclosure. You understand me?
Right.
The money I take away food out of my kids' the mouth. You understand me?
Yes,
Right?
I do.
I don't have this massive credit card debt now because of right.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so a lot of people can't say that with the direction they took, the decisions
True.
they made. A lot of people can't say that. You know what I mean?
True.
Because they went and put 5,000 into this, and they went and put 10,000 into this, 25,000. I've heard some crazy numbers. I'm like, wow,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
people say, yes, yes, that's what I did. I was like, oh wow. You
Yes.
know what I mean? I always believe people should take a small amount of money, you understand,
Mhm.
and utilize it. Find the mechanism, find the vehicle where you can maximize that, right?
Yeah.
Small amount that has a massive potential.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense. You
It does.
understand me?
Yes.
Right? And so it's like, I'm gonna go back to Bitcoin, right? And so you have people who's, well, okay, Bitcoin's 100. Oh, let me go buy some now.
Mhm.
No, you missed the
No.
boat. You missed it.
It did. Yes.
Right? Well, I'm go. Okay, but you go buy it now. Okay, but you go buy it now. Let's say, okay, you have $1,000. So I'm gonna go buy $1,000 worth. Okay, so what are you thinking to make $100,000 with that $1,000? It's not gonna happen. It's impossible to happen.
Yes.
It's impossible if you take $1,000 and go buy some bitcoins. Okay, now I didn't say crypto. I said buy bitcoins. I'm being specific, right? You bought bitcoins, okay, with $1,000. It's impossible for that $1,000 to go turn into $100,000 because for that to happen, the price of Bitcoin would have to go from 100,000,
Mhm.
okay, to 10 million
And
per coin.
yeah.
Not gonna happen.
It's
You
not.
understand me? Right? So
Yes.
again, that's what I'm saying. Like people have to, use their head, like think about what they're doing, right? But here, you know what I mean? For me, to stay focused comes back to, as I said before, knowing what I have understanding what I have, the belief that I have in what I'm engaged in, right? And knowing that success doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't, folks. It doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? Right? And it all depends on what you're doing. Now let's suppose I join a business and I went out there and I have a massive network, right? If I have a big network, that's different. I can make money, in 30 days because I have a big network. Case in point, you take Mark Zuckerberg, right? $200 million he's worth now, okay? Billion dollars, sorry. $200 billion he's worth now. Second richest
man in the world.
Person, okay? Right? Now, he has a massive network, over 3 billion people. It's very easy for him to monetize that. You understand me? And go make money instantly. Okay, let's take Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk can take $1 billion and he can go buy Bitcoin right now. And I promise you, he would make $100 million. You understand me? Right? But you and I, we don't got $1 billion. You understand me? We don't have $1 million to even go buy Bitcoins.
I don't.
We don't have $100,000 to go. You understand me? Right? So for him, absolutely he can do it. You understand me? And others, right? But he can, and he has done it, right? He has done it before, right? And literally made 10% pretty much overnight. You understand? Right? And so, okay, 10% of $1 billion, that's $100 million, folks. Yes, like that. Okay, so we have to understand. So understand when I'm talking about, that you're not going to make the money overnight and stuff like that. I'm talking the majority of us, right? We're not talking about billionaires. We're not talking about people who have a big network. We're talking about the majority of us, right? Happen for us overnight. You know what I mean? And so therefore, if we're confident in what we have, if we understand what we have, if we understand risk versus reward, right? These simple concepts, if we understand all of that, we stay put.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We hold on to what we have, right? Because that could be something that could return exactly what you're looking for, but down the road, though. It's not going to happen, end of January. It's not going to happen. Okay? If our CEO came to us, tomorrow, like it's just not going to happen the next day. You know what I mean? Right? But as long as we keep going in the right direction, as long as he's still positive, he's still there, he's still moving forward, he's still encouraged in spite of everything else, then I'm okay with him. You know what I mean? But if he was discouraged, if he's like, man, you know what? This is taking a toll on myself and my family. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't think I can do this no more. It's a different story. But I don't hear those words coming out of his mouth. You understand me? Right? And so, we can take courage, knowing that to me, the decision that we've made. And by the way, we have gotten our money's worth. Like if we're, really honest with ourselves, we have gotten our money's worth already. Okay. And that's not a cop out. It's not to say, well, okay, if nothing happens, hey, at least you got, no. Facts is facts, right? Because, as it was said earlier, friendships that we've acquired, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot that we can take away to say, you know what? Yeah, it was a positive experience overall. Maybe not financially, right? But sometimes the other experience, right, could have led into financial opportunities. You understand? Right? Sometimes you come into something and then you end up making money, but not necessarily the way you thought it was going to work out. You know what I mean? So, we have to cherish, I think, all the positive aspects of this business and not just looking at one thing as the marker, right? Not just looking at, well, okay, I didn't get no money out of my pocket, so therefore it wasn't successful. Not necessarily. We've learned so much here, so let's take that and run with that. But again, not to distract from the idea that we're going to succeed, okay? By all means, we're going to win, okay? We're going to win.
Thank you, Brother Michael. And to your point about people jumping in and even the space of time of being 6 years or whatever, 5 years here, the amount of businesses that they poured money into, and yet if OnPassive had been asking them to pay, say, a small monthly fee, they would just balk at that. They would say it's a scam. You know, isn't it's so ridiculous when you look at things like those? And I look at it like that and I think 5,000, 10,000, all kinds of money is being spent from the next shiny object or whatever they call that. And Mr. Mufareh has not asked for 1 cent more. And all you should be doing is making sure that you have the funds now to jump on it when it's time to buy your products and do your marketing. But no, they're running around and you get, I mean, I don't know about you, but I know you surely do. Everything is the next best thing coming up. People who will denounce Unpassive, and in 2 seconds, they've sent you their thing.
Right.
Why would their thing be any better? I don't know anything about their thing. And I've known Unpassive for all these years. Really, which one am I going to stick with, So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, it comes just come back to people. It's,
Yeah,
it does. We are a complicated being. It's just amazing the way people think.
Yes.
The way people act. It's you've seen it, but it still amazes you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even though you've seen it already, okay, I've seen everything.
Yes.
But and it comes again, and you've seen that already, but it's still amazing. Like, really? It's still
amazing that we can keep our place at the top of the food chain, as they call it. It's amazing. We hang it on.
Yeah.
Brother Michael, I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you're done. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. Brother Michael, I do understand. Well, I brag too much about Unpassive, right? On WhatsApp. I show off. I show pictures of our CEO, of our business, pictures about me standing, holding things about Unpassive. Anyway, there are a lot of people that they want to join. So I told them that they should just calm down. Everything will be fine. I hope I'm okay telling them that they should just wait, right? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. At this moment, I'm going to hand it over to Queen Irene for you to proceed, but I just want to appreciate our Mr. Michael Williams. Thank you so much for answering all our questions. Thank you for the love that you have within this company. You love this company too much. And I know that if you leave, I will leave too.
Ah, there you go.
But I know you will never leave because
No,
Unpassive is here to stay. Thank you. Proceed.
Little Benny. Thank you. I know what I'll do without you too. Okay, Brother Michael, thank you very much for always sparing a Sunday every month to come. We really appreciate everything. I don't know if we have any words that can really equal our appreciation. I think all we can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming and for listening. Yeah, and just like Dr. Benny said, we thought there were going to be a lot more questions, but I guess everyone is satisfied with everything that he has said. Well, Brother Michael doesn't answer one question. When you give him a question, he answers and he covers a whole lot. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why there are no more questions. Because when there's one question, he answers and expatiates until
I don't mind one bit that there's no more questions. I don't have a problem with that.
No, Brother Michael, you've answered a lot though, because every time that they ask a question, you answer and you expatiate, and it covers a whole lot. So that is why I'm sure we don't have any more questions, because everyone's question has been answered. So thank you very much, and we really appreciate your coming, and we look forward to next month. So, Dr. P.
Yes. We are fired up, ready to go. And today, I'm not going to make our brother again. Not. This is my promise to 2025. Wow, it was a fired chat. It was really fired up.
Yes.
I tell you.
Yes.
You actually just renew it for me. And I know every year we say, okay, this is our year, but for some reason, this feels different. Not about you guys, it feels different.
It does.
And as we always say, Unpassive is not delay, Unpassive is not take, Unpassive is just coming at the right time.
Amen.
All fired up. Thank you, Brother Michael. Thank you, Sister Lerato, for starting with the intentionality.
Mhm.
And it has really spoken to my being. I'm not intentional what I want to do. I want to do five squat. And today I feel like I can't do that squat today. And, it's not for me. And Brother Michael has just told us that just do it. Don't say, trust me, it's not a squat day for me. So I want to be intentional what I'm doing. And we really appreciate you. We can't wait to see you in February. We don't like chat series, but as things evolve, we'll let you know. Maybe February he wants to come and talk about the particular topic. But depending on how things go, we can continue with the fire chat series. I think everybody love it. We are so grateful that you're with us today. We don't take it for granted.
Yes.
So we are all in it to win it. We are going to wait. We're not going to be foolish because now we understand what we have. It is valuable. So let's hold on. Let's be patient. Even me, I need to be patient, and I need this forum to help me to be patient. The fact that my mom named me patient doesn't mean I'm patient. No. maybe she wanted me to be patient. That's why she gave me the name. So we are all fired up. We are ready to go. And thank you. The 2025 we started it hot fire. Today was really, really powerful. Let's keep this spirit going. Let's keep praying for our CEO. And I see everybody's putting Michael on pressure. Me too. The moment I see him come and I don't get that energy from him, I will ask myself questions as well. So if you don't know, everybody's looking at you. Does he have the same energy? Is he coming with the same conviction? Yes, we're here for our CEO, but you look like that brand ambassador, everybody's like, okay, let me see, what is his mode like? I've heard it today, and I'm one of the ones that say, okay, how is Brother Michael? How is he coming across? Is he coming across with the same energy? And once I see that, I know that we are ready to go. We are okay.
Absolutely.
Let's keep just trusting the cause. Thank you. Thank you for the commitment. Please extend our gratitude to your family, to your wife. Today is Sunday, and you've 3.5 hours. It's something we don't take for granted. We really appreciate you. Please tell your wife that we appreciate her and your children because you've taken family time to be with us. We don't take it for granted. Thank you all.
And also,
Absolutely.
and also your voice is always reassuring.
Very much so. Exactly.
Oh,
That's why we're saying if
I
he's
know,
not
right?
here, we're not going to be here.
We needed to hear it at
Yes.
the beginning of the year.
Always reassuring every time you speak. Doubt us, be reassured.
Yes.
What we're saying is that you don't give us any room to doubt.
Absolutely. You
Be true to yourself. You speak from the heart.
Yeah.
Sorry. The pressure is on. You speak from your heart. And
Well, you know what? When I have a reason to doubt, right, you will know.
You know, absolutely. And that's what we're saying, Brother Michael. That's what we're saying. Because we trust you implicitly.
From your heart.
We trust you implicitly. And if you say it, we believe it. Absolutely.
Yes.
So we really appreciate you. We appreciate you coming here once a month to keep the flame burning for us. And we are willing, as Sister Lerato said, to knock at that door and pull the people that want to follow the website. Because the whole idea of Unpassive is to uplift humanity.
Amen.
People will say that the kingdom of God suffered violence, never force. Prayer without action is void. I can sit all year and I pray the prayer I normally typically pray. Father, take this weight away from me. Then I eat down three chicken and I expect
We'll go nowhere.
You in bed.
I'm telling you guys, I do that, right? I'm like, I will pray that I want to know this
Faith works, right? Faith.
Exactly. And every time I pray those prayers, it looks like, don't blame it to the devil, but the devil gets a lot, and I do blame it to the devil. It looks like the devil be like saying, the patient, come on now, go to the store, get some chicken fried. Sorry. But it happens. So now I have to be intentional and make sure I don't listen to the wrong voices.
Yes. I put the words for this year or this month in the chat. It's fired up, intentional, choices, and decision. That's what those are. Yeah, they're in the chat.
Yvonne has summed it up for us. And Sister Yvonne, can you write it in the group chat too?
Absolutely.
We read that every day. I print I put on my fridge to I need that. I really need that. It's like when Brother Michael can say, okay, do the 5 steps. I said, okay, I'll do 1 mile. I don't even try to push myself down. I get up after 2 steps. I say, you know what, I'll do the half mile tomorrow. Just do it today.
Yes, because tomorrow never comes.
Tomorrow never
right?
comes.
Uh-huh.
You said something. You said something. I was laughing. You said that you don't want to die and regret. And I'm like, do we regret when we're already in our 6 feet down?
Mhm.
But I know what you mean, right? Do what God purpose for you on earth is
Mhm.
before God calls you. Let's do that
Sure.
intentionally. Thank you all. And as you all know, the sister platform, our brother Michael is on Mondays with our sister Julie. Join that live. Sometimes I cannot because it's during work hours. I go try to listen afterward. You get your fire every week. He's there. If you want weekly fire from him, he's committed that every week. So join that live show. I think it's 4 p.m. Is it 2 p.m.?
It varies. I mean, normally it's Mondays at 1 p.m. EST.
Yeah, 1 p.m.
Varies.
It was
So
2
depending
p.m.
on our schedule.
It used to be 2 p.m. It used to be 2 p.m. Daylight time, but standard is 1 p.m. on Mondays. But if they have to change it, they'll let you know. So the best is to subscribe so that when the thing popped up, you see it, listen, get it out throughout the week. But he's here every week. At least he's committed 1 Sunday a month for us. Join us next time and be fired up again.
Amen.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Brother Mikey. Thank you again.
You're
Remain
welcome.
blessed.
All right.
As I said, he's not going to give us any take home. He has done a lot today. This is patience intentionally not doing that 2025. I'm really holding myself up.
Yeah, I think so much has been said. I think there's a lot of takeaway, and
A lot.
again, we just have to keep on keeping on. I mean, it's really what it is. You have to keep going till you get to your destination. Like, why would you not keep going? You know what I mean? Like, if I purpose myself that I'm leaving here and I'm going to drive to Kentucky, right? Like, I keep driving until I get there. Like, I may stop, in between, what I mean, maybe you rest for an hour or whatever, right? But you keep on going until you get your destination, right? It's no different with our business. I mean, we all have goals, we all have aspirations, etc. We get there, right? And do right? People say, "Oh, but I thought my life would have changed already." And the bills are piling up. And why are you letting the bills pile up? Do what you have to do to take care of the bills. You know what I mean? Like, it's just natural, right? This is why I say people get a second job, third job, or they change a job to get a better job. People make changes all the time in their lives. You know what I mean? And then, right? If someone is not paying your bills, right? If they're not paying your bills, then I don't care if they're gonna laugh at me. Go, wow, now you got 2 jobs. I thought on pass it was supposed to do all this for you. Now you have to go get a second. Hey, you know what? Are you gonna pay my bills then if I just sit here and you know what I mean? So people have to just be mindful of who they're listening to, what they're listening to, all those things that we've talked about today, right? At the end of the day, we have to keep going because the reward is coming, but we have to be around for it though. Right? It's like my wife always says, okay, I don't want you to be working all the time, and then you're not here with me to enjoy it. But what's the point in doing all that work for you? You know what I mean? I say, yeah, you know what, you're absolutely right. And it's so true. So, we just have to, again, understand what we have, right? Know what we have. And folks, it doesn't take much to understand that. You know what I mean? But there are people that will do very well with $3,000 a year, never mind 30,000. You know what I mean? There are people that exist like that. If you live in a country and your average income in that country is 7,000 US dollars a year, of course 3,000 US dollars a year is going to make a difference to you. You know what I mean? Of course it would, right? So we just have to understand that. And if you're trying to make $1 million, well, guess what? You have to make $1 first. Right? You know what I mean? You got to get $1 first, then $2, then $5, and $10, and then eventually gets to $1 million, right? You know what I mean? So that also takes time. A person who's investing money, okay, think about it. You're putting aside $1,000 a month. Let's just say you know $1,000 a month to put aside to say you're saving this, right?
It is.
After 1 year, it's $12,000.
Just like that.
After 10 years, it's 120,000. So 10 years went by, and you're putting aside it's $1,000. We're not talking about interest and all that. Just $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. It's going to take you 10 years to get to 120,000. You know what I mean? Like people have to, start to look at things and to really realize what we have right here, right? 10 years, right? I don't expect to be in this business, right? And the business gets going and we're starting to move and we're selling products. I don't expect 10 years later, all I made is 120 grand.
There you go.
To me, I'll be disappointed, to be honest with you. I would be. Right? But yet, somebody would have to put aside $1,000 this month, next month, next month. Where do they find this $1,000 to put aside every single month for 10 years? And all they have is 120,000 and throw in some interest inside there. Okay, no big deal. Right? It's not going to be $1 million. Right? It just isn't. You understand me? So my point is people have to understand when there's a reason why, right? And maybe you're getting what you wanted, Dr. P, right? There's a reason why, okay, that corporations are created. There's a reason why somebody says, you know what, let me go have some employees. There's a reason why. There's a reason why someone says, okay, I'm gonna start this business and hire people. There's a reason for that. You understand? And we're not getting it. We're not getting it that, okay, I actually have a business. I have a business. I have a business that is going to sell products to people. People are going to purchase these products, and I'm going to generate an income stream from that. I'm going to generate revenues, right? Whatever expense I may want to write off with regards to that. Then I have this net profit. You know what I mean? Like that's what a business is about, right? That's what a business is about. You're here to make money, folks, at the end of the day, right? And so if we start to play with things and put things into perspective and start to realize what we really have in our hands, then we will see that, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, it's been 6.5 years. Yeah, okay, 7 years. Okay, yeah, 7. It doesn't matter because in a blink of an eye, all that can be transformed into exactly what you were looking for. You know what I mean? That's what people have to look and see. Okay, what else do you have that's going to do that for you? Right? I'm not saying there's nothing else out there. I'm not saying that. But what else do you have? I'm talking about you personally. What else do you have? Don't tell me about, oh, that person is doing that and they're making money, or that person doing that and they're making. I'm talking about you. You understand me? You have something in your hands that is going to benefit you down the road. And God forbid, but something happens to you, you're no longer here. Okay, here comes your family that's reaping the rewards from your effort. You were able to leave something for them. What's wrong with that? Right? Wouldn't you want that anyways? You know what I mean? That if, I'm working, I'm doing all I need to do for my family, and for whatever reason, I'm no longer here, right? But guess what? I was able to put things in place that's going to help my family benefit for generations to come. That's a beautiful thing, folks. It really is. You know what I mean? So even if you don't get to reap the benefits during your lifetime, but if it's left for the next generation, come on now. That's a good thing. How many people leave this world and they've left nothing?
Yeah.
At least nothing positive, because a lot of people leave debts behind. You know what I mean? The family have a mortgage now instead of having an actual home, right? It's a mortgage, what you left behind. The mortgage doesn't disappear because you passed away. I mean, it doesn't. You understand me? It's still there. So either you pay it or you lose the home. One of the two. You understand me? So we have to start, come back down to the basics. You know what I mean? And look at, okay, what is this thing supposed to do for me? Right? What is it supposed to do? What benefits am I supposed to receive from, right? And so if you can still see those things, and that's what we gave just, just the example earlier. If you can still see those things, folks, right? Can you imagine if I said it was 1,000 customers? Because some people are going to have 1,000 customers. Of course they will. Some are going to have 10,000 customers. That's reality. That's factual, right? But not everybody, right? So what we're talking about, we're saying, okay, let's talk about everyone. Let's just not talk about, the few or the thousands, or no, let's talk about all 1.4 million account holders. Let's talk about everyone. Okay. And what's realistic for everyone. Okay. But of course, I can talk about myself. Of course, I'm going to have more than 10,000 customers. I promise you that I will. You understand me? That's factual. Okay. Now you take that and multiply the same, do the math, and see what we're talking about now. You understand? Right? So the bottom line is we put a lot of effort into this business, a lot of effort. We've put a lot of effort for you guys to be having this webinar for the past 3 years. That's a lot of effort. You understand me? It's not just, oh, no, and you guys are, I mean, yeah, I come here once a month, but you guys are here every week, right? So take 52 weeks a year and multiply that by 3. It's a lot of times, right? You understand? That's a lot of effort.
Yes.
Okay? Right? And you've you've spent money, right? You've spent money. Think about it. People don't, okay, but I'm spending money monthly into my life, paying for my bills and this and all these things because I have to keep things going, etc. Right? I factor that in as well into the equation because I'm building a business. So while I'm building the business, there's things that I have to take care of to keep going until the business is able to material. That's real life. When somebody sets on themselves, they're going to open up a restaurant, for example. Okay, the restaurant may not be paying off immediately. It may take months, sometimes even years. They have to keep things going and float and all this fancy stuff. We're building this business. That's how it happens in real life, folks. People don't just go start, okay, I'm opening up a restaurant tomorrow. And then boom, from day one, they're making, oh, I'm making a gazillion. Look at me now. I'm living the life. How many people have started a restaurant and the business is gone? That restaurant doesn't exist anymore. How many people started a store and the store is gone? Right? And lots of stores comes to mind. You know, when I think of Woolco and Woolworth and Zellers and all these different companies that used to be around, all these record stores that used to be around. You know what I mean? So many different things that we can think of in Canada. You know, you said this company, this American company came up here and no longer in Canada anymore. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth, right? A lot, right? We go see even stores that's supposed to be helping people. Goodwill is one that comes to mind. It's supposed to help, and the CEO was making $200,000. This is a nonprofit, place that's supposed to be helping people with clothing and what have you, right? And the CEO is making $200,000 a year. That's what the CEO is making, right? And the staff, the people that are actually doing the work, making what, $7 an hour, $10 an hour, and yet the CEO is making $200,000, and they're supposed to be in the business of helping people. The only person that's getting help is that CEO. You understand, right? So I'm saying so much stuff has come and gone, disappeared. That's how business work, folks, right? Most businesses fail in the first 5 years. They fail, meaning they did not work out, right? They're gone, disappeared, done, finish, right? Here we still have our opportunity. We're still here. We're still, right? We've passed that 5-year threshold, right? You understand? People have to understand what they have in their hands and they'll appreciate what the CEO is doing. You understand me? Right? So yeah, for all those waiting for me to leave so that they can leave also, I'm still here. Okay.
We're not waiting for you to leave. We're just using that as a gauge point. That's what we're doing. No.
Thank you, Brother Michael. I got what I would have loved with the asking for. You see the way God works? Thank you. Thank you. That is our take-home message. Come on, guys. 5 years, the CEO is still pushing. That speaks volume.
Yes, it does.
That speaks volume.
Yes.
A lot of startup companies have even.
Mm-hmm.
5 years and counting, and he said, "I'll due to die." That speaks volume.
Right.
That for you is no commitment. What else can we say, by Michael? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Today I'm just so fired up. Let me tell you, my 2025, I am done. This is my year. This is my year. But Michael said that people say they want to retire. When I look at my 2 twin daughters, they want to retire by the age of 40. Is that what they're saying? Mm-hmm. And what they're doing, I wish I had the same knowledge. They're actually doing things to be able to retire at the age 40.
Yeah.
These kids are doing multiple degrees. Anyway, it's costing me money, right? Because they're making me pay for it. But they want to finish the multiple degree within the 4 years time frame. Mm-hmm. I'm already thinking, what do I need to do to get here so I can get where I want to go? I never thought that way. Okay, I didn't have that knowledge, I didn't have that wisdom. I just said that finish, get a job, work my 9 to 5. Hopefully, I'll retire with some pension. I remember what happened. Most companies don't pay pension anymore. Most of us do what they call 401k in the US. That's tax deferred. The time you want to get that money, they're cutting taxes. Like, huh? I didn't know that.
Being Canada, yeah.
That's through my little financial knowledge from OnPassive coming here and people that are in the financial sharing. I'm like, oops, so this money I'm seeing, I will not even have that. They'll have to cut the taxes. They are putting the 401k in some, what Michael was saying here, what you call it, stock or market or whatever.
Portfolio. Investment.
The market can crash when I want to go on retirement. So
Of course.
I'm not even sure what I'm going to get. I'm not even sure what I can retire. So having something like this that can be my hope, my vehicle, to get that retirement life that I want. And I don't want to stay engaged. I don't know what about you folks. As all of us have said, as my gauge is there, still happy. I'm happy. So we are all in it to win it.
Win it.
In it to win it.
We're in it to win it. I will let folks unable to be able to unmute themselves and say our logo in it to win it. And
in it to win it.
Win it.
In it to win
it.
In it to win it. Thank you. Great job.
We are in it to win it. Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you, Brother Michael.
In it to win it.
Win it. Brilliant. Win it.
All right.
We are in it to win it.
In it to win it.
Yes.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, so I'll just take away the mic for a short time so we can close the YouTube properly now. We're all in it to win it. As we said, everything they've said today, mindset is very important. The way we think and the way we approach things is important. And there's a lot of system pushes that as well. It's not only the dream team. So please join Queen Miriam on Mondays, Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mindset Mondays. Join Deep Dive Globally on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have Queen JW and Dr. Tinesha doing the mindset. And then we have First Lady Dibeni keeping us protected in 2025. Remember, our CEO will be the haunted place. And the way they'll hunt you is trying to get your money, nothing. We just had a situation where somebody was telling us to give you $100 to get a loan of secure a loan of how many? And I'm like, why do I need to give you $100 for you to give me the loan? And the person, I said, let's do a video call. They refused, right? So you have to be smart. And then on Thursday, they're doing being healthy. We are what we eat kind of approach. Sometimes Sister Yvonne here join with the mindset. Please join them because knowledge is power. We cannot be, there's no wealth without health.
Amen.
Join them, learn. I'm learning a lot from that. Little things I'm doing differently from that learning. Join Julipia Empowering Humanity on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join All Passion Singapore, Malaysia, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Dr. John will be doing a financial series with them once a month, starting this January, this Thursday, the 16th of January for 4 months. So he's committed to do once a month for January, February, March, April with them.
Wow.
Hey, if you want to get a financial rehearsal, if you want to get knowledge, you want to refresh, or you want to go online if you've not been part of that series.
Yes.
Thank you. And we're back here, same team, on Sundays, 12:45 Eastern Standard Time. And I think next week we have Dr. Bill Williams coming to us. Again, thank you all. Thank you, the Dream Team coordinators, leaders, for all what you do. And thank you, all the other leaders. All of us are leaders. We're not in OnPassive. Everybody's a leader. Our CEO said so.
Yes.
So let's convene again next week for the Dream Team coordinators will be shot. I promise. If it's not shot, let me know. Doctor, you can shut the YouTube. Thank you, Sister Rose, and thank you, Sister Pat Perrin, for keeping the YouTube. We'll see you all next week. Thank you for those that will watch YouTube in the future. Thank you, Dr. Derek. We can shut down YouTube.
That's it right there.